Nice to see.
Hey, hi
Nice.
everybody.
Hey,
Hey, everybody.
Be sure and like and
Happy
subscribe.
Tuesday.
Hi.
this is BabbleGab again.
Ah,
Ooh,
Yay.
Timmy's a blue bus. Would you racking the nuts?
Right.
the blue
No,
bus.
It's the
Gottschalk
bus.
wanted.
It's the
Gottschalk,
bus.
Gottschalk requested I be a bus. So
Oh, I used to drive a bus. I ain't driving you though.
Thought he said
Good.
bust.
Yeah,
Drive a
that
bust.
too.
Yeah, he said he wanted you to be a bust. You misunderstood him. Not a bus, a bust.
Oh, this is the one that somebody transformed into, wasn't it? The bus?
Yeah, but Judy became a purple bus. I'm a blue bus.
That almost looks
Yeah,
like
but it's the bus.
Yeah, she's
almost looks like a PSTA bus down here in Pinellas.
yeah, she was more feminine, being a purple bus. I kind of modeled this. I mean, it's an original design, but I modeled after the one we wrote in last February. Wendy Lou and I. It's not
Oh
exact.
yeah, it's
but
got that. It's got that European look to it.
yeah,
Was
with
that
the
when you went
antennas.
to the French train station?
The French train station, yeah.
Yeah,
Gross.
those big old mirrors that come out. Yeah, those are.
Yeah, they look
European
like
style.
caterpillar antennas or something. So,
Yeah.
but all the people that were at my throat on Transforama requesting a bus forever. They loved it, so I guess I did
Oh,
okay.
at least they liked it. Okay, good.
Yeah, in fact, the one that was the most.
Oh, it's got the wrong wheels on it.
No, he
You
was.
don't go
He actually
round and
has some.
round.
He actually has London buses in his YouTube title, and he was like, "Can you make a bus like this one?" And he gave me a link, and it was, just some futuristic European bus. And I said, "Well, I'm going to make one that's kind of European like that," and he loved it. He said, "So cool." So I'm glad I pleased. I'm
But it
getting a
doesn't have
lot. Go ahead.
doesn't have the four wheels in the front bit. Those are weird. I think the Magical Mystery Tour bus had four wheels in the front.
Good evening, Lewis.
Hi, Lewis.
Hey, Lewis.
I think the bus that we were on, or at least one that was in the bay, it was backing up and the rear wheels were turning.
Cute.
Yeah, so
Makes it easier.
yeah, I guess it makes sense with those small roads and
Right.
places for the buses drive to have four wheel steering. Um, yeah, hey Lewis, he's been really excited watching the World Cup stuff,
Ah.
and
Even though we're out of it now.
yeah, the people in let me fix this. My eye keeps closing. Give me a
Is it
second.
the World Cup? Isn't that like the big sales on jock straps or something?
Yeah, exactly.
That's it.
Steve's thinking of two girls in one cup.
Yeah.
But well, see, around here, nobody's rooting for the USA anyway. They're all rooting for Mexico. They're all selling the shirts and stuff out on the corner.
Yeah, they. I belong to a Facebook group called Terrible Maps, and they usually have these funny maps. And lately, all it is how this is the people that are rooting for the U.S. against Belgium, and it's just the U.S. and it's just like now they're just being assholes now. So I'm about to leave the group if it's going to continue to be political or
Hi, Kendra.
sports.
Hey, Kendra.
One is going to believe that shit.
Yeah.
There's a funny map that it was countries that celebrate Cinco de Mayo, and it showed the world, and U.S. was the only one that was highlighted.
Yeah.
Cinco de Mayo, isn't that when the ocean liner de Mayo sank?
Yeah, that was it.
No, you're
They
thinking
don't,
of
they don't even really celebrate it in Mexico much. It's mainly just an LA thing.
Oh.
Oh, no, they celebrate it in Denver.
Oh.
well, Denver is little LA or big LA,
Pretty much,
whatever.
yeah.
So
It's not even, people think Cinco de Mayo is like the Mexican Independence Day. It's not. It's when what's his name defeated the French army, which isn't saying much. It's
Ozzy Osbourne,
Yeah.
For like a week, and then they got defeated right back.
he
No,
peed
yeah.
on the Alamo and got arrested or banned or
Yeah.
something.
He beat on the Alamo. Isn't that a Led Zeppelin song?
Yeah.
That was a Black Sabbath song.
Oh.
Yeah, Ozzy Osbourne.
Kendra said they celebrate a hardcore down there in Pueblo.
yes,
Pueblo.
yes, they do.
Pueblo is a
Now,
town.
Pueblo, Colorado, that's where all the government handbooks and stuff come from. I remember those.
Parker's
Mhm.
family lived in San Pueblo.
No, they didn't.
Probably
But,
California though.
Well, they
That
lived in
probably
San
made up
Pueblo.
like Hula Vista. But it used to
That
be,
was made up
send,
too.
send away for your free, guide to ham radios or making your own eggs or whatever the fuck. But it was always have to send a form to Pueblo, Colorado.
Yeah.
It was like Battle Creek. Battle Creek had all the cereal crap.
Hmm.
Battle Creek, Michigan.
Oh yeah.
You had to wait 68 weeks.
Molly still
I,
thinks
I got
that.
to think. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just thinking that the Revolutionary War and the Civil War must have really sucked for dogs.
Yeah.
Battle
That's-
Creek, isn't that where creeks were battling?
No, you're thinking of Butter Creek.
Oh,
Yeah.
I keep getting this stuff wrong.
You're thinking about her face.
My Butterfinger or maybe.
Butter my biscuit.
If you get time, Steve, call Dell because remember he wanted some commercial ideas, like quick jingle commercial things. Like I thought I came up with a couple. But you don't have to do it right now, just whenever.
Okay.
Yeah, Kendra. Yeah, they do have a Mission tortilla, but the Mill House is much better. Much better.
The Mail House.
Yeah.
The Mill House, Mill.
So I have some news.
What's that?
I went to apply some pesticide in my yard, and I was out, but I must have been out there almost 8 minutes. And when I came in, the dogs acted like they hadn't seen me in a year, and they were so excited that the beagle started doing the beagle howl, and the Chihuahua apparently learned how to do it too. So they were both.
Of course.
They were. I never seen them that excited.
Darn, I walked out of my house one time, closed the door, forgot something, turned around and walked back in. The dogs acted like they didn't see me in a year. So
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever gone to church or gone anywhere where I've exited the house once. I always forget something. And
Yeah.
so the dogs are used to it. They're not, they don't even really lift their head when I pop back in anymore. Then they know I'm
Yeah,
gonna have
our dog here, a big old dumb dog here, he howls along with the train. The train goes by, and he goes, woo, and I think, what are you gonna do? You don't have a train ticket. Shut up. Or if there's a siren, if there's like an ambulance or something going by, he'll always go, woo. He's singing along with the siren.
We don't get a lot of sirens out here.
I do.
You're so lucky.
Maybe once a month at max. Maybe a couple times a year I hear one.
now at my house, I don't hear the siren maybe once every 3 months. At my work, I hear about 12 times a day. So
Oh my God.
that's because my work is between the villages and Ocala, a lot of the big hospitals. So and it's always like the villages ambulance. So I'm sure they're picking up old people that have gotten sick from the villages and taking them to the hospitals. So
Yeah.
Does it actually have like a water tower that says the villages?
yes. There's actually a big golf cart bridge over the interstate that says the villages.
Do you see any like loofahs hanging from the rearview mirror of the golf cart?
Yes, you do. You see them here in Ocala from the top of the world.
Do what?
Now you also see them. There's another community up here and just down the road from me called Top of the World, and they drive their golf carts all over the place, and they have loofahs on there too.
I can't remember if the loofahs meant that they're available for swinging, or if it's a drug thing, like they've got drugs.
It's not
Probably
drugs.
both.
So the rumor is that depending on the color of the loofah and how many loofahs are on the golf cart depends on how they swing or don't swing or like it just.
And Kendra, a Chihuahua is the best watchdog because they never quit. They never give up.
Yeah.
If something's going on, they are relentless. A big
she
dog
said
will
that.
sleep through an entire burglary in progress. They don't give a crap.
Yeah, she says, I can't believe you got a kicking dog, stinking ankle biter. Dogs are meant to be big to protect. That's what happened when you're a retired police officer. Or no, retarded police officer.
Huh?
What?
She said, that's
So
what
I got.
happens. when you're-
Oh, so the Tot got the Chihuahua, but I like the
Ah.
Chihuahua. I don't know where it is, but it's quiet. it doesn't. The beagle does most of the barking.
Really?
Chihuahua just, yeah. He doesn't. He'll howl along with him, and every once in a while he bark, but he's not a yapper. He doesn't seem like he just seems like a small dog. He doesn't seem like what I've encountered as Chihuahuas.
Now,
I think the
since they're
best
dogs,
you
I have.
want to get you want to get like a big, mean looking dog and a Chihuahua. So if anybody tries to break in, the Chihuahua will go nuts and wake up the big dog.
That's what I have. I have a big dog that's just a big fat beagle, and she made something up, and so now when I lay down or get on the bed or whatever, she'll heave herself up all the way on top of me diagonally, and I have to go, oh my goodness, and then she twists a little bit and slides down so that she's laying against my side, sitting on her butt, and then I have to scratch her. I call that the Picard maneuver.
Oh, that's the way you would scratch Picard if he was on his back.
No, I think he just used to do that to people. It didn't make it it was in the outtakes.
I thought he would like give people belly farts stuff.
Oh, so while I'm thinking about it, Tim, I was talking about both kinds of models for 911s. So I have like 3D models, but I also have the plastic model. That's the one I was talking about.
Yeah, I meant that's what I would want, because I mean I could get any car probably free off Turbo Squid at any time of day, but I don't want to do somebody else's work,
Right. I just wanted to make it clear because we started getting confused at the end because they're both models.
Yeah, and I forgot to show you my trees. They're in the drawer by the 3D printer. I mean, it's nothing fancy. They're just what?
I was going to join in the earlier conversation where I was going to say I just have 2 cats and they'll do absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Never heard of a watch cat unless you have a puma or something.
Birds Ruby would attack.
So this Chihuahua is a full-fledged watchdog. He don't give up.
Oh yeah.
Kendra said that's funny because with Scooby he barely barked. He'd bark like twice and go back to sleep for 2 on Boomer's ears.
Yeah.
Well,
Boomer was an Australian cattle dog, and Scooby had big, soft, floppy ears. And Boomer they would sleep together. They always cuddled up next to each other, and she would just chew on his ears like rawhide.
And he'd start singing,
"Hi guys,
don't chew on me."
Hi, Joey.
Yeah,
Hi.
He's supposed to be going to bed soon.
Don't chew on me.
I forgot my bedtime snack."
I forgot my bedtime snack too.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make my passengers dizzy.
Oh, I did that when I was actually driving him. What are you doing in that blood? I want to know.
And a scooter.
So
I think it's kind of scary how that bus is backed up to the end of the road where it drops off.
Actually, I'm just, it's just a perspective thing. It's not easy to line this stuff up, these backgrounds. But in case you might recognize it, it's the scene where in the new film where right before they go to the gas station, everyone's saying, I gotta pee, I gotta brush my teeth and all that other stuff. So they had to pull over.
I want to die peacefully in my sleep, not scream like my grandpa, not screaming like the passengers on his bus.
I really think it was passengers on his plane, because somebody could just take the bus driver's place and stop the bus. It's harder to do with an air.
Yeah, but you don't have an air. If you had an airplane, I could have told it that way.
Yeah.
I'll do more airplanes next time I rent that program. I had a plethora of land vehicles this time, cars and stuff. Though I did make a new Wasp.
I mean, this next weekend, this past weekend, we came to the realization, we moved down here to Florida to be closer to the grandchildren, and then, the daughter and the son-in-law move up to northern Ohio,
So you got the best of both worlds now.
Yeah. No. Anybody want a 5-year-old?
No.
5-year-old boy.
Because they still become a teenager, and I have no desire for.
That's what I'm worried about with him is him becoming a teenager. Oh, God help us.
No, they leave right when they become interesting.
I'd say this day and age, they don't leave.
And I still want swimming lessons.
You still want what lessons?
Yeah.
What lessons?
Toilet lessons.
Oh, swim lessons. Toilet lessons?
Are you going to demonstrate, Steve?
So you want toilet lessons?
No.
Yeah, they have those simulators now. Microsoft Toilet Simulator.
And you can either choose to do it American style or Japanese style, you know?
Oh, yeah. Or you get a bidet. That's why I hate, there was a trend like back in the 80s and 90s to say, oh, happy B-Day. And I'm thinking, happy bidet?
Yeah.
Happy weird little toilet-like thing that sits next to the toilet. Nobody knows what to do.
I don't know why anybody would want a bidet for, because I don't want to be sitting there getting wetter, you know?
I'll tell you what,
it's clean water, Steve. You're not like peeing on yourself.
Oh, damn.
Oh, clean water. I made my own bidet, but I didn't think about using plain water.
I have a friend who got a bidet, and he was like, shit, ever since I got the bidet, I don't know if I'll ever wipe my ass again.
Well, if Allie's listening, send her a happy bidet. Today's her bidet.
Well, it's nice because after you brush your teeth, it's a good way to rinse with the
bidet.
I never even seen one. I actually
rinse with a bidet.
Yeah.
I guess if you're praying to the porcelain god, the bidet might be handy.
That Kendra says she's got 4 cats, and one of them thinks he's a dog. Well, then you got 3 cats.
If it identifies as a dog, it's a dog. Kendra, haven't you been paying attention?
Anybody want a chihuahua?
What's his name?
I identify as a
Scooter.
millionaire.
I don't know why I keep forgetting that.
Scooter, because he scoots.
He scoots.
Butt sticking booby.
No, that thing.
Booby. That might be tongue tied.
Come on, kiss. Come on.
No, Darren's little abstract art there. The head is some kind of strudel, isn't it?
It's a puppy.
I just remember
Raspberry filling strudel.
Yeah.
A couple of weeks ago, Darren, the head of the dog cut out, and it looked like Darren was kissing its butt. Like his butt was pretty funny.
That's a chihuahua too.
We both, they're same.
Like I said, I identify as a millionaire, but nobody will,
Yeah.
I'd identify as an idiot.
Well, yeah. But
I recognize that.
yeah, I can't bring the dog in here because we got this. It looks like a black lab, but it's like a tall black lab.
So it's
His
like
legs are like twice as long as normal.
All right, go.
Baby.
And he likes to lick it. And I keep trying to explain to him, it's cute when you're a little puppy and you lick somebody, but when you're a grown dog, it's not cute anymore.
Yeah, because they're licking their buttholes.
You what?
Because they lick their buttholes. I don't want them licking on me. And this one.
Well, that's why you wear underwear when you're going to bed. But it kind of works. It works if you didn't get, if it itches, it's like, yeah, a little to the right. If you put a little peanut butter in there, it'll like if you put peanut butter up the duty chute a little bit, and
How come you know so much about this, Timmy?
I'm just making it up. I'm an idea man.
and he's really animated about it too.
Hey, speaking of ideas, call Dell.
Too long.
You want me to call Dell now?
Yeah, because he was wanting us to reach out to make an ad to reach out to.
I only have one earbud in. It's driving me to
You only
drink.
got one bud.
Yeah, I got one bud. All right, here, let's see. Oh, there we go. Oh, hey. Hey, Dell, Tammy wants to talk to you. Yeah, okay. Okay, go ahead.
Hey, Dell, this is Terry. Hey, I was just telling you, you wanted to reach out to people in Brooklyn for food advertisements, and I came up with a few. I came up with a few ideas. So here's the first. It's for Folgers Coffee. So we got a husband and wife in the morning sitting at the kitchen table, and he's like, "What the fuck is this shit?" And she all of a sudden the door knocks and it's a neighbor. It's Madge, and she gives I give my husband Folgers crystals, and so the next morning, we do the clock thing. It's the next morning. He's like, "Oh, not bad for having a stupid whore wife." And then you show the Folgers. So that's the Folgers one. Oh, thank you. Okay, I got one for a lasagna. So he's like, it's a different couple, but they're still Brooklyn people. And he's like, this lasagna, he said, this lasagna isn't as bad as that slop you normally make. And she says, well, I should give Betty Crocker full credit. And he goes, tell that bitch to mind her own fucking business. Yeah, I think it's short and sweet to the point. Okay, I got one more. Okay, we got a different Brooklyn couple, husband and wife. And he's like, ow, I stepped on my fucking dick. And he's like, oh, here, take care. Let me take care of that. And she's like, And he said, there, that's better. And he says, what the fuck? You put it over my butthole. And then it's like Band-Aids stick where they're supposed to, but they don't stick where they're not supposed to. Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll just have to. Let me see. Peter Steele's floofied and Tony Ganios is floofied, so we might have to find Superman to do the spot.
I think New York's all foreigners, isn't it?
Yeah, I know.
Damn. I guess he liked it. He didn't laugh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. What is it? If he didn't like something, he laughs.
Yeah. Well, I mean.
Look, Kendra is having difficulty with her autocomplete. So, interesting fact: cats have the cleanest smells of any animal in the world,
Except their buttholes.
Then she says mells, not smells, and then she says mouth, not smell. So you gotta keep a close eye on that autocomplete because it's gonna do stuff you don't want it to do.
Yeah. So.
Oh yeah, I've been talking to people or texting people all week, and it's been telling them that I got played off.
Sorry to hear about that, man.
That's okay. It's actually good.
What's that? You got laid off.
Got laid off. So, or another way to say it is I retired. So
yeah, when they called him and told him, he's like, woohoo.
I was pretty cheerful. Every morning I was waking up, maybe I should just freaking retire every day. And so then I got the call from HR, and I was like, oh yeah, okay, cool, thank you. And they were like taken aback a little bit. They didn't know how to react to somebody being happy, I guess.
Do they like say it to you nicely, like they make it rhyme? They do like to snap their fingers. I know you didn't hear this news today, but you're laid off, and I think you look gay. That was bad. But it would, they'd have to make a jingle out of it to make you happier.
No, they did tell me I was great, and they sent me letters telling me I was fat. They can't wait. Yeah.
I was in a situation where I was happy. I once in my life, but no, I was on unemployment, and then you had to they had this like temp agency, and you had to go there and check in every week when you're on unemployment. And they got me a job doing gardening at a hotel resort on the other side of the island. I was in Hawaii. So I got to drive all the way around the island at dark early in the morning. And I did that for a couple of weeks, and then they fired me. I said, thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Because even in my 30s, I was just not, stoop work wasn't doing it for me.
See,
Right.
I need them to lay me off too, because I can't quit because I have to live with the wife if I quit. But if they lay me off, then that's a different story.
Then you'll get a
They
divorce.
lay you off and hire her.
She already works there, doesn't she?
Yes.
Yeah, she could get another shift.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's kind of how I was looking at it too. Is like, I don't want to quit and retire on my own because what if it's the wrong decision? Wasn't my decision, so it's all good.
But when I was doing that, it was very early in the morning, so I would start out with the car headlights on, and then along the way I would turn the lights off And it's always, it's kind of normal to be out driving and then the sun goes down, you turn your headlights on. But how often are you out driving with your lights on and the sun comes up and you turn them off? Much more rare situation unless you're like a
I did
postal
that quite a
carrier or
bit.
something like that.
I
As a
do it
cop.
like going to church or whatever. If it's sun's barely
I
coming
was
up.
I know I was
Yeah.
driving to work one time and taking Kiana to daycare. This was before preschool. This is preschool, whatever. And so I'm driving along in the dark, and then the sun starts coming up until I can finally, it shines in the car so I can see the back seat. So I look in my mirror, and she's in her car seat, passed out, covered in blood all over her face. I'm like, oh
Nice.
shit. So I pulled over and on the side of the freeway and went back there. She had just had a bloody nose, rubbed it all over her face, and went to sleep. So, but
Probably
you don't
just thought
expect,
she had a runny nose.
yeah.
Yeah. I don't miss that part of Colorado. I don't miss any part of Colorado, but the nose bleeds all the time.
Oh,
Summer weather was
altitude and the
nice.
dryness.
Yeah.
Summer weather was nice.
Yeah, but I was never there in the summer.
No, you can't blame Colorado for that, can you?
Kind of, because I hated it and left as soon as I got out of school. I mean, I could have told Dad, so are you coming out to visit me this summer? I was like, quit stepping on my fucking dick.
Aren't you out of here in a week or two there, Timmy?
Yeah. I am doing my yearly trip.
Hottest time of the year there, probably.
Yeah. I don't mind the heat. I'm not one of these people, oh, it's too hot. Yeah. I'd rather do that than because I have to sleep in the car on like a truck stop on the way, and it's almost impossible to do that when it's any other time of year because it gets cold.
I keep seeing these little blurbs. Fiat, I think it's a Fiat. Yeah, they got for 15 grand, 14 grand, you can get a Topolino, which is a little electric car, and it's got a top speed of 19 miles an hour and a range of 46 miles. So essentially glorified golf cart. So,
Yeah.
boy, it's only 14 grand.
Yeah, there was some kind of it was a cool looking car, kind of like more in like the Jeep category, and it was called a low speed, car, and it was like a convertible thing, something that you drive like on the beach roads, in the historic district. But it only had like a top speed of like 30 miles an hour, but it was like $28,000. It's like you could just get a car for that, a nice decent one. What's the point? That's what killed Hudson was that they came out with a car in the early 50s called a Jet, Hudson Jet, and it was basically a very small car that was ugly and was more money than a Chevy Bel Air. So it's just like there was no point in having it really, because people who were buying Volkswagens did it because thrifty minded, and they were cheap.
Somebody dumped a Hudson Jet in the driveway of our little summer place up in Northern California. And so I think we eventually dragged it across the road, and I played it a lot. So I have fond memories of the Hudson Jet, even though I've never been in one that was capable of motion.
That's outrageous.
The smell of old motor oil still brings back fond memories of childhood.
Yeah, and leaded gas.
Darn's blurred out over there.
Yeah, he's in the sun.
Darn.
Darn and I would go ahead.
Feeling glowy.
When Darn and I would go ahead.
Maybe I'm pregnant.
We did this last week. We did this last week because then it went into identifying a woman who's pregnant without telling her. And I said, just tell her she's fat and poke her in the belly. And then she's like, oh, you're poking my baby. And I said, well, if you wouldn't have a baby if you didn't allow people to poke you in the first place. Only it was funnier then because this is like a rerun. Anyway, I don't remember what. Oh, Darren and I used to, when we visit Monument out in the ranch, like in the where my grandma used to live, like on the next hill where these kids we'd play with, and they had a bunch of junked cars on their property we would play in, and that was fun.
Oh yeah.
Is that where Polo lived?
Was Polo theirs or Slim's?
That's what I'm asking.
I don't know.
I don't know if that was just his pasture that he owned. It was next door, but it could have been his pasture too.
I know Slim had horses, so it's probably going to his because we used to ride the horses, but the other people I don't remember them having horses. I just remember them having a junkyard with a bunch of cars.
That's more fun and cheaper.
Yeah, just have to watch out for the broken glass on the seats and stuff.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Well, yeah, but the cars aren't safe either.
Yeah, there you go.
You having a stroke there, Steve?
Where we spent our summers up
He's trying to look like Mitch McConnell or something.
Good Lord. But where we used to spend our summers up in Northern California, people would just, abandon cars on the side of the road. And so this was like late 60s, late 60s. So the abandoned cars were all like early 50s. And I swear every damn one of them was that same kind of mint blue-green. It was like the most popular color back in the early 50s.
What do they call it? Don't they call it like seafoam or some shit?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, that.
Of course, it was all faded.
And Caucasian colored was a popular color for cars then.
Caucasian color.
Yeah, and Steve, that what you were doing earlier looked like Don Knotts or something. It was funny.
Is that nice?
Not that. That's too much. It was more like. Yeah, that was kind of like that. I'm trying to think of who you look like. It's he'll come to me eventually if I ever see him.
Charles Nelson Riley?
Maybe. But I'll I've got a new thumbnail for our Ron.
I got a thumbnail too. What's your point?
I truly look forward to Tuesday nights. I really did.
I went out the other day and I dated this beautiful girl. I swear, oh shit, it was a man.
Well, he was.
Never mind. Or is it he, she?
They, them.
I sat next to Brett Summer for 30 years on that game.
It's better.
Did you have a crush on him?
I'm here again, so watch what you say.
Oh, good.
Oh, okay.
That's where we used to spend our summers up there. That was the deer.
Yes, I know.
A female deer?
A doe.
No, a deer.
A deer.
I got the biggest insult last week. The music video I did for One For You?
Oh, yeah.
Somebody on DeviantArt added it to their collection, a collection called AI transformation art or animations. And I'm just like, what the fuck? AI? Fucking AI.
There's not a damn thing wrong with AI. They happen to be just like Brett Summers was when I did that match game bullshit. Go ahead. I'm done. For now.
All right.
Get the camera off me. I'm done.
So
Dozy dotes.
And Mersey does.
I'm waiting for him to get that puffy hair, that comedian that used to throw up the confetti.
Oh,
yeah.
who was that?
That was
I don't know my.
thing. That was.
I don't know. My hair's getting long now. Give me time. We'll be bushy out this one.
like
That
Bozo.
was something that.
Bushy
This
hair.
brain of mine, I'm full of. My brain is absolutely full of information. I just can't access it.
I got an idea for a TV show.
You need like that Windows sound effect, Tony, when you're trying to think of things. What, Timmy?
I got an idea for a TV show.
Sounds
Oh,
like
yeah?
that.
I run it by you guys at Fordell, so it feels special. It's called Porn Trek, and the theme would be like You know, that porn music with the, you know.
Oh, porn. I think you said Ford Trek. It's like what? Everybody's a Ford.
No, porn track.
You just said Ford Trek.
Now
Does
you're
porn
just
still
stepping
have
on my
music?
dick.
Huh?
How would I know?
But,
And
so-
Tony, it was Rip Taylor.
Rip Taylor, thank you.
Oh, he cracks me up. I could do that if I got that.
So maybe
Oh, yeah.
maybe they can have like a couple of the women there, like wrestling in that black slick. What was it? Art? Is that his name? The black oil slick.
Bob the Oil Slick, yeah.
Oh, you mean Artemis?
Yeah, Art for short, wasn't it?
Artemis.
I love how
They
you
call it Art.
immediately know the name of the fucking oil slick. The only oil slick that ever had a name.
He's about to become a member of my crew.
Now, Putt would be giving us the back.
Herbie the Mud Puddle.
Yeah, Putt knew he would have known his parents' names.
Yes, I was going to say Putt would have given us a history on Artemis. You know how she was the shed evil emotions of all the people on that planet.
Hey, I'll never think of the name Artemis Pyle ever the same again.
Herbie the Mud Puddle.
Artemis Puddle.
Yeah, I think I'd watch Herbie the Mud Puddle. I think I'd like that.
No, I think you swim.
Now, did you like the one from the '60s or the one with Lindsay Lohan? You know which one?
No, they were all okay. The problem I had with the Lindsay Lohan is he had to be a NASCAR at the end. It's like, can you just make a movie without the fucking NASCARs? You know, I liked it other than that.
What's wrong with an ass car?
That's all you drive, Steve.
I know. It's all Uber.
Well, back in the '60s, he was like racing along with like, MGAs and stuff.
Yeah, it just got old after a while.
Yeah.
It's not really a thing NASCAR isn't anymore, but for a while you couldn't really escape it. It was just everywhere. Especially, and I was in Alabama when I watched it, and I only lived like 20 minutes from Talladega Super Speedway. So
it reminds me of a song I heard.
It's still a thing, Timmy.
I can't quite put my finger on it. It's something like, I'm gonna get home and I'll bang you. Get home and bang. Or is it sweet home and then bang you? I forget.
Get a hoe and you bang her?
Yeah, it's something like that. I forget who did it. Led Skinner or
that's another reason I think that was the main reason I stopped watching that Professor of Rock, because he was trying to say what the best ever classic rock song was in history, and he thought it would have been Sweet Home Alabama. I'm just like, what the fuck? Why would that? That's not even a contender. What the heck?
I just did the top 10 classic rock songs this past weekend.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, what were your top 10?
Number one, let's see.
Wait, don't tell me, because Darren and I had this discussion at one of the car meetings.
Do you really want to hurt?
That was contender. Okay, so to me there's certain rules. It has to be from the 70s. It has to be bombastic, self-indulgent, and long. Generally with a long guitar solo in it. And it's got to be by
really slow, and the drums can't come in until halfway through.
I could say that. I think Stairway to Heaven is the epitome, the number one classic. I don't like it particularly, but it's kind of, but you can't argue it. It is the classic rock song. Let me do mine because I don't want you to spoil it for me.
Okay.
I would also put, Comfortably Numb could be there. Freebird. I think there's like a second tier where I would put maybe Barracuda or Crazy on You. Layla, I would put Carry On Wayward Son. You got like Hold Your Head Up. There's just some certain ones. Don't Fear the Reaper. There's certain ones that aren't the best, but they could maybe be in the top 10. So what would you think of that so far? Darren mentioned Band on the Run. I said that wouldn't qualify as classic rock, particularly because I put that as AM pop. The same way I wouldn't put ELO in the top 10. Now, if there was a top 50, I could picture maybe Turn to Stone or Evil Woman or Band on the Run in there. But you're kind of getting away from the classic rock band. Okay, for another thing, this is a big rule. It can't be a big like AM pop band. They had to classic rock was college radio. They were album tracks, album bands. They didn't go after hit singles and stuff. So that's was kind of a main thing too. Anyway, that's kind of what we were coming up with. I don't know if Darren came up with something you remember that I didn't.
Do you really want to hurt me?
Oh yeah, the Professor of Rock.
And the follow-up song to that, which was Yes, I Do.
Yeah. Well, no, but that Professor of Rock was trying to say Bon Jovi and this. And I'm just like, fuck off. That's 80s rock. It's not classic. You know, fuck yourself. I hated that.
20 years ago. That's almost like oldies.
You wanna hear this list? 10?
Go.
Yeah, go ahead.
Number 10, Heart, Barracuda.
Okay, I mentioned that.
Number 9, Rock and Roll by Led Zeppelin. Number 8, Riders on the Storm, The Doors.
Okay.
Number 7, Bohemian Rhapsody.
It's more of a novelty song, but okay.
Number 6.
I would definitely vote for that to be on the list.
You would or wouldn't?
Would.
And let's see, number 6, Leonard Skinner, Sweet Home Alabama.
No, Free Bird.
Number 5, The Eagles, Hotel California.
Okay, that's one of the ones I forgot. I would put that in there.
With Cool Whip in their hair. Number 4, The Who, Won't Get Fooled Again.
Yeah, I could see that.
Now this one you'll probably disagree with. Number 3, Pink Floyd, Another Brick in the Wall.
It works because I said Comfortably Numb, but Comfortably Numb has got the blistering guitar solo, which is kind of a rule for that. Go ahead.
Number 2, I didn't agree with, but I did. The Rolling Stones, I Can't Get No Satisfaction.
No, they're a '60s band. They're not classic rock, so that would be like the Beatles. You can't have the Beatles. Who made this list?
This was actually I did based on all these record charts I sat and did. Because every other record, these charts I go to all over the web, they're just something different.
Okay, what's number 1?
Number 1, most of these charts agreed with was Led Zeppelin, Stairway to Heaven.
Okay, well, we agree on that. It's not a bad list, Steve. I think that every one you said I would say at least be maybe a top 20.
Now do you want to? Now I agree with most of those, but you know what? 2, I think I would throw in my list.
Okay.
More Than a Feeling by Boston was cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I even told Darren that. Yeah, that was one good one. Got shot, definitely.
And the other one I really like is Smoke on the Water by Deep Purple.
That's so many good ones. Yeah, it's hard to make a list out of them. There's so damn many of them, the good ones.
Yeah, because you just had an hour show. You just had an hour show, and you had to use a couple of single versions instead of the album versions.
Yeah, got it.
But I think I'd agree. But I definitely agree with number 1. Stairway to Heaven is probably.
And you know what's funny is that
Star Wars.
That's on never
Star
charted.
Wars of music.
Yeah.
Star Wars Stairway to Heaven never charted.
Did they ever release it as a single?
Yeah, well, the charts are about top 48, AM back then.
That's kind of what I was saying. These classic rock bands were generally on college FM radio because FM radio was college stations, and it was people smoking pot in their basements listening to that stuff, and they were playing album tracks and stuff, and that's why how Stairway to Heaven got big.
And, those things got popular over time. The charts are about things that hit really big, boom, and then but
right.
Something like Stairway is it builds just like the song itself. Its popularity built over decades.
I was surprised that the Partridge Family didn't make the list.
Oh, me too.
Now I can't think of the name of the song. You guys can help me. It's from the 70s.
Land of Lost Theme.
Lost Theme.
From Cheap Trick. Trick.
That 70s song.
Want you to
want me. Yeah. I want you to want me. That one.
I had to look that up because I always confuse Cheap Trick and who's the other? The Sultans of Swing.
Expensive Trick.
Dire Straits. Darren and I mentioned Dire Straits, Sultans of Swing. That could be
yeah, that should have been in there too.
That was AM pop though, because when back in the 70s, when I first came to Los Angeles, I had my Bug, and it had AM radio only, and Sultans of Swing was playing on 2 different stations at the same time. AM pops.
It's definitely a
stations.
classic song, but I don't think it's like a contender with Stairway. It's not that hard edge, but it does have kind of the long guitar solo in it.
But
Yeah, I would agree.
to kind of reinforce your point, there's radio station out here, KLOS. They're one of the longest. They haven't changed their format since the 70s, but in the 70s they were AOR, album oriented rock, and now they're classic rock. They haven't really changed their set list at all. It's just that it's become over the years, it's gone from being AOR to being classic rock without actually changing what they play.
And there was a genre with, like, I guess, a Fifth Dimension and Herb Alpert and stuff, like a lot of the AMM records, was called MOR, which Allie called middle of the road. I thought it was mature oriented rock, but I'm not sure.
I think it does stand for middle of the road.
Really?
That's what I've always heard.
It is middle of the road, yeah.
Yeah,
I've always heard it as middle of the road.
Well, I thought that was slang. I thought it was like mature oriented rock.
No, then it'd be
like an armadillo.
Well, mature in the 60s and 70s didn't mean porn, I don't think.
Now,
For
Timmy,
mature audiences. What I love is the most immature movies out there are, say, for mature audiences.
Yeah, but was that 60s or was that like in the 80s or 90s when they started doing that mature audience
70s.
stuff?
We started having film ratings.
I was saying, should we give honorable mention though to Bohemian Rhapsody from Queen? No, that was pretty.
Well, Steve had it on his list.
Yeah, that was number 5 or 6.
Well, the thing with Bohemian Rhapsody, I was walking down the sidewalk in my neighborhood, and a car comes by the other direction, comes up to a stop at the red light. It's playing Bohemian Rhapsody. People on the sidewalk were singing along.
Yeah.
But you know what? It was one of those things that didn't become a household thing until Wayne's World, you know?
I disagree.
I have to kind of 50% agree with that.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I heard it on like Rock 105 before Wayne's World, but it wasn't, I don't think anybody was, it was a joke song. No, people weren't really rocking to it. It was just,
It's supposed to be a rock opera, I thought.
no, I don't think so. I think the whole album, even though it was called Night at the Opera, I think they said, no, it's just a bunch of songs. There's nothing cohesion there.
Well, the label didn't want to let the song go. They thought it was crap, and then Freddie said, all right, fuck you.
Now, was that in the movie or is that real? Because that movie was all bunk. It was just a bunch of... Yeah.
I thought I'd heard that before the movie, but...
Robert Smith brought the Disintegration album to his label. It was all completed, and he did most all of it himself. And they listened to it, and the executives were like, "You're not serious." and it ended up being one of the greatest albums of all time.
You know what? Another song I would throw in there. I mean, I know we're getting way beyond top 10, but can we discount Tom Sawyer from Rush? And
oh yeah, but okay, now we're getting into progressive rock.
Yeah.
So, but that's definitely a subsidiary of classic rock. Now, is Robert Smith, was that The Cure?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, you might want to tell that to our. I think I only know Robert Smith.
I know Robert Smith. I know Robert Smith. He used to have a '46 Plymouth that I rode around in the back of, but different guy completely. But Tom Sawyer, when Neil, it was always Pert until he died, and when he died, he was called Peart. But when he passed away, I was listening to the aforementioned KLOS, and they had a guy analyzing that song. It was like an hour-long show just on that one song, and he broke it all apart and listened to the bass tracks and the drum, and every little bit of that song is amazing. You isolate every component of it. It was just absolutely amazing.
Well, there were three geniuses in that band. You don't get that very often, where they could play live exactly how it sounds on the album with three people with no extra
except for that opening thing that they had to sample that because they couldn't recreate it.
Now, who was it that said that Bon Jovi should have been in that list?
Oh, that Professor of Rock asshole. I can't
no way. I can't
So
stand that.
who was the guitarist for Rush? Because I'm sad what happened to him.
Alex
Lifeson.
Yeah.
Yeah, he ended up turning tricks in Miami.
Yeah, it was sad when Rush Limbaugh
Yes.
passed away.
Because I know that because there was an episode of Trailer Park Boys where they went to Miami and found him there turning tricks.
What does turning tricks mean?
Having gay sex for money.
Yeah.
Oh, no, wait, that was on Trailer Park
Butt tricks,
Boys?
you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Butt tricks.
Was he actually playing himself, or did he have to sue them first or something?
No,
Wait,
he was playing himself. I think they broke his best guitar or something.
There was a rock musician who was selling himself out for gay sex. What was wrong with the band he was when he making money?
It was a sitcom, Steve, like a
Trailer Park Boys is a Canadian show, or was, and it was basically cops, but it was from the other perspective.
Well,
so
yeah, Timmy.
kind of
Oh,
criminals.
so they made it up. It wasn't. It didn't actually happen.
Yeah, it was all fake. It was.
You said it like
okay.
It was like
You gotta
it was like
preface it
Reno. It was like Reno 191, but with white trash people. Without basically,
okay.
but it wasn't. It
God,
wasn't cops
I
involved.
thought you were
unless
talking
they
about
were
something
called.
that actually happened.
Yeah, so did I.
So let's
I don't know why. It's
let's
pretty easy as to
let's
tell when I'm
expand this a
joking.
little bit, and we'll
I've
stay
never seen the
within
show.
Timmy's. We'll stay
Yes.
within Timmy's boundaries, but how about just albums, not just songs, but how about albums that just were the classic persona of the 70s.
Okay. When you just say albums, I think of Foreigner 4. Just these iconic, even though that I would put it up to like
in the 80s.
Well, that's as I was just saying. I would put it up to about 1981 because that's to me that classic rock genre kind of goes to about that.
But if you go by albums, I would say Dark Side of the Moon, Pink Floyd.
Definitely The Wall too. But
Yeah.
Can you only pick one per band?
I guess you can put up a
That's a
couple.
stupid rule.
I mean, obviously you got to go, Led Zeppelin 4, so.
The Partridge Family Portrait
Physical
album.
graffiti.
But yeah, Physical Graffiti is probably one of my favorites.
I don't know that one.
Are you talking about just album covers or
No, albums that,
Albums.
that just,
It's just albums.
Yeah, keep John and Yoko off of it.
I don't remember Zeppelin. I don't remember what's
Or
on
who's
the
that-
album for the most.
Or who's
part.
that band that they're looking down at their cobs? That was,
Oh, that was the Orleans. Fuck.
oh, they're not classic rock then. Never mind.
No. They're soft
No,
rock.
but Physical Graffiti had Cashmere and the Rover on it.
I'd say
Yeah, good ones,
maybe
too.
Wings at the Speed of Sound, maybe.
I would think Band on the Run possibly would be their
Yeah.
big one, wouldn't it? Of course, I don't know. Would the Band on the Run had like one? Did Wings ever have like more than one hit? I mean, really? I mean, I guess they had a couple.
Yeah.
But it's Band on the Run, and I don't even know because he kept because like, well, no, that one together there is no end with what we'll do together.
Oh,
Did that come out with a little luck?
Oh yeah, I don't think that's classic rock, is it?
With a little no, they're not. That's more amp pop.
Yeah.
With a little talk.
Now, would you consider Christopher Cross AM rock?
No, that's soft rock.
Yeah, that one. But,
He only ever sings about sailboats.
Yeah.
Yeah, sailboats. And
Sailboats of the Moon.
And he goes into the '80s category, like '80s soft rock, which isn't a good thing. '70s soft rock was pretty damn good.
How about Rumors from Fleetwood Mac? That was
Yeah, that's a classic. I don't like it, but it's
Is that
can't
considered
discount
classic rock though?
No, I didn't know if we were doing
think
classic
so.
rock or
Oh,
we were just
just-
doing iconic
oh.
albums.
Oh, okay. I
You
thought
didn't say classic rock.
Okay, then Disintegration.
What is, I never even
Android.
heard of it.
Or
What?
OK Computer. OK Computer by
Okay,
Ray.
It's not a
then-
'70s album.
Then the Partridge Family album.
Well, you just said that you didn't know we were doing 70s. You thought we were just doing albums. So I
No, I said we're not
Yes,
doing classic rock. We're doing '70s
Oh.
albums.
Oh, never mind then.
Yeah.
No, never mind. It's
Two of them.
'90s.
Two of the best albums ever.
What? Never
of the
mind.
70s.
Disintegration and OK Computer, which I think is named after a Star Trek line.
I listened to OK Computer. It was just okay. I didn't care much for it.
Is that where
No,
the line?
it's
Hello,
awesome.
computer.
Yeah.
No, it's Radiohead. It's '90s music. It's okay.
What was David Bowie's album in the 70s?
Ziggy Stardust?
Yeah, it was Ziggy Stardust. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah, I wasn't a big Bowie fan. Putt was.
Yeah.
He could name all of them.
I thought that David Bowie was kind of, one of those.
I don't know, but I'll tell you this. He's one of the few people that I enjoy his 80s music more than the 70s stuff. And I think a lot of that is I'm not a fan of glam. There's something about the more makeup and hairspray they put on that it does something. It suppresses their talent.
Yeah, in the 70s, he really did do a lot of makeup, and he mellowed out in the 80s, I think.
Well, it's like Slade they were a hardcore glam band in the 70s.
Yeah.
And I didn't care for their 70s stuff, but in the 80s, Runaway and My Oh My, all that stuff in the 80s, I loved it. They just, to me, I generally don't like 80s, but there's a certain bands where their 80s stuff to me is better than the 70s stuff. Because you know what? The glam bands, they're catering to 12-year-old girls.
Yeah.
And they're not in it for the music. They're just in it for the wall posters and stuff, so.
Well, it's like
Roxy
Kiss.
Music did some good stuff.
In the 70s? I'm not too familiar with them. Were they a glam act in the 70s?
I think so. I don't really know for sure. I always assumed they were in the same genre as Bowie.
There are two of them that we didn't mention, and I always thought they were considered classic rock, and that was Peter Frampton and Ted Nugent.
Ted Nugent, yes. Peter Frampton, he's more with Wings and ELO. That's more AM pop. But the Nuge, yeah, he's classic rock. I can't think of anyone that would be like the epitome. I mean, Cat Scratch Fever to me is that's like Another One Bites the Dust kind of stuff. It's like I don't.
You don't like Another One Bites the Dust?
I don't like it.
Really? I kind of got a kick out of it. That crazy little thing called love.
Oh, you know what? Here's another classic rock song that would probably go in the top 20. It's Frankenstein by Edgar Winter Group.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Even though it's
I used to have the whole list of the top 1,000, but the page is gone off the internet now.
Now, Rock 105 in Jacksonville, which is a classic rock station, once in a while they'd have a 100 countdown, 100 classic rock songs. Yeah. So when you get that big a number, they did have Good Vibrations from the Beach Boys, and I think they did have ELO. Yeah,
Good Vibrations on classic rock? I didn't.
Yeah, because we're going into 100, and
I didn't even consider that.
And things kind of bled over.
I never considered that classic rock. That's funny.
It's not really classic rock, but it's definitely kind of a grandfather of it, like Dick Dale. You'd almost have to play a Dick Dale like Nitro or something.
Yeah.
Go what, Darn?
What, Darn?
Oh, I recently tried to go to my favorite porn site. I haven't been there for a while, but it doesn't work anymore. All the web pages are stuck together.
Oh, gross.
Okay, back to the internet pages stuck together.
Back to the music talk. Sorry.
So what about Kiss? I remember back in the day.
Yeah,
I wouldn't even listen to them because the makeup and the costumes and all that crap just turned me on. But Allie loved them to death.
Oh, she followed them all over the country, I think.
So we're going back to glam again. Even though glam was basically a British thing, that was our glam act. And again, it was kind of. I don't think anybody's ever said Kiss had great music. Of course, Allie's not here to defend Kiss, so I'll just say whatever. But it's funny.
What's funny?
Hold your thought, gosh. If I was a 70s band, I would have been all in me. Any chance to put on the, costume and make, I would have been right into that stuff. But
were you done glam? You would have.
I would have dressed like it, but I would have been an unusual glamour that I wouldn't have those one-note chinka chinka songs like T-Rex and stuff. I would actually. But I'm all about the theatrics and stuff.
Yeah.
So speaking of theatrics, you got to put Sticks there. Sorry, Darren, you got to put Sticks somewhere in there.
Yeah, they got some classic.
Yeah, they were good classic.
Maybe Come Sail Away, even though that borders on soft rock.
Angry Young Man. That was a good one. Renegade or.
I would think there was. What was that one that was good that they did?
Come Sail Away.
That was
Sweet
good.
Madam Blue.
It's the one that had the cool part in the middle that sounded
Oh, Grand
almost
Illusion.
Moody Bluesish in the middle. What was it?
It wasn't Grand
Not.
Illusion?
It wasn't Juice. It wasn't that. No, it wasn't Grand Illusion. It was
Hmm.
um uh Crystal Ball.
Oh, Crystal Ball.
But they
Yeah.
sang it better than I just did.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Blue Oyster Cult, veteran of 1,000 psychic horses. That couldn't, to me, that's one of the best classic rock songs, but that wouldn't be the contender because it wasn't a huge hit. Or was that like 1980, 81 heavy metal
No, that came
soundtrack?
out with the movie Heavy Metal, yeah.
Yeah.
Blue Oyster Cult was 80s?
No, that song was
Oh.
Veteran of his Thousand
Oh, I
Psychic
think that
Horse.
was Reaper or whatever it was.
Yeah, that I mentioned Don't Fear the Reaper as a second tier classic rock thing.
Flaming Telepaths was good. Oyster
I mean,
Cult
we
had
talked-
some good stuff in the 70s too.
Yep, they did. I was just saying, then, you know, we mentioned their song, but their album, The Eagles, Hotel California, was the whole album was actually pretty decent.
I'm not an Eagles fan, but the only Eagles songs I really like were on the Long Run album. I really liked In the City, and I can't tell you why. I think there's even another one I might like off that album, and I almost even considered getting it before they became the Egos and jacked up all the concert prices for everybody.
Now, who was a good band in the 70s? I mean, they kind of flaked out in the 80s but the original Genesis when Peter Gabriel was still with them in
Oh,
the
yeah.
70s.
Yeah, so we're going into art rock and progressive rock again.
Okay.
Which is fine. That is a subsidiary of classic rock, sort of. I mean, that was definitely a college radio thing. I mean, because I was thinking of ELP. I mean, you see, if we're going top 50, you got to put some ELP in there. You've got to put Rush. You've got to put Yes. Starship Troopers, or from Yes, or Starship Troopers. That was just one of the best songs ever made.
Is that after Heinlein?
He named it after it. In fact, somebody had the album that it was on YouTube, but it didn't have the song titles. It just had track numbers. And somebody said, who was kind of new to Yes, he's like, track number 9, I believe that's the best song I've ever heard. And a guy responded, yes it is.
I'll be right back. Be right back.
Oh,
Never seen again.
Now, I'm not a big fan of Bruce Springsteen, but Born to Run was
shit. Can't stand
It
it.
was shit?
If you like it, buy it. I don't care. But I'm not.
No, the 70s Bruce Springsteen, not the new wave, you know.
I know there's this. I mean, I understand classic rock played him. I mean, if we're gonna do that, then you might as well be putting in Bob Seger, and we're getting into a whole Tom Petty. We're getting into a whole different kind of thing.
We could do Jake Giles, you know.
You know what? I don't think we were really putting in. We weren't really putting in artists.
Yeah.
Jay Giles, I had thought about Jay Giles, but they really were a bar band until like 1981 when they just burst out, So they were kind of a trans. I don't consider them an 80s band. They were like early enough where they were kind of a 70s band caught in the 80s, kind of like Loverboy and some of those.
Jake Giles kind of, as much as I like, My Baby's Centerfold and stuff like that. But when they did that soundtrack for that vampire movie, didn't they like kind of kill him off?
Or I think they did it without the singer. Peter Wolf, I don't think was in it. I think Seth Justman sang, or I'm not sure.
Is he he was the keyboard player. He took over the band after their first album and he just started writing everything, and it was no longer a kind of a democracy anymore. And I heard at least one YouTube channel, and I don't know how much stock I put into it, but they kind of blamed Justman for it, breaking him up by like taking over everything and just becoming a dictator.
Well,
Tony
like you
wants us
said,
to
though,
talk about. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go.
I was going to say Tony wants us to talk about Bohemian Rhapsody again. Apparently, because of the thunderbolt and lightning.
Very, very
Yes.
frightening.
All right, Dave, go.
What was I gonna say? I don't know.
Yes,
it
Well,
was
the Nancy Parsons Project, to me, even though they started in the 70s,
Nancy Parsons.
they're more into the progressive art rock kind of thing. Even though, I don't know, they're pretty mainstream.
Yeah.
I would almost put them into the ELO.
Nancy
And,
Parsons Brothers.
yeah, Nancy Parsons was Beulah Balbricker on Porky's. Let's start off the album with
That just gets funnier and funnier the more I think the Nancy.
There, Steve said something funny. Well, we'd have fun coming up with titles for all the songs on their debut album.
Their album Tallywhacker, you know. and the top song from it, they had a mole on it.
Yeah, Suspicious Mole.
I think we can make a Porky's Christmas song.
Oh, good God. Yeah, Porky's Christmas Story. Well, it was the same guy anyway, but
Four suspicious moles, 3 tallywhackers. And Beulah in the girl shower room.
That's actually a controversy. I saw a movie chat or on the about why there were empty pipes that they could look through in the girls' shower room, and people couldn't figure it out. I said, well, probably the thing was remodeled and there were sinks on that wall, and they pulled them off and just never took the pipes out. That was
Didn't they unfold them or something when they went on the backside? They had
I think they did take something off. But people were like, why were these pipes into nowhere? And I'm like, they were probably just
because the script said so.
Well, I don't know. It just made sense.
My school, elementary, and they used to call it intermediate back in the early 70s in Hawaii, there was a whole staircase on one end of the main building that was completely walled off because they'd put like a skyway across from the school building to the parking lot next to it, and completely just, you could still see the staircase, but they kind of put like slats in front of it. But so they're always doing stuff like that. It's like whole things that have been bypassed and disused. So it's unusual.
It's a shame what happened to Bob Clark, the director, because I would have loved to have had him on the wrong channel and ask him those kind of questions, Well,
but as far as genres of music, genres of music, there's like a special genre that's for the New York stuff. Now, the in the gutter and all that, but the one distinguishing characteristic is they have to have a guitar playing the same exact riff over and over again for the entire song without any variations.
It must be that Velvet Underground thing.
But they had their orbit, so it was like several bands that were kind of all in that group.
Fidesco.
How you doing, Fidesco?
Hey, Fidesco.
All right, Steve, that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
You'll have to repeat it.
And then he said, "I" in the shower hole.
From the Nancy Parsons Project.
Yeah, that's a good one. I think I only liked one New York band, and that was the Left Bank. But they didn't sound like a New York band,
They weren't in that genre. They weren't like Nico and Andy Warhol and all those guys.
Yeah,
Blondie had a couple good songs.
Yeah, they were good. Blue Oyster Cult, I think they were New York band. They were good.
Yeah, but not
fighting words.
That particular genre.
I'm not making it up. I think they were a New York band.
I know. What I mean was.
Well, Darren said those are fighting words.
Yeah, well, I don't give a damn. He's not going to come here and fight me. It's 2,000 fucking miles. But
you're not the one that said it. Tim is. He's like,
I'm the one that said they're a New York band.
Yeah, that's fine. But I mean, there was a specific New York thing, which I think of Nico, I think of Andy Warhol, I think of Velvet Underground, I think of what's his ass who did the scooter commercials back in the 80s. The guy died. Well, they all died.
Wasn't the Ramones from New York?
Yeah.
Again, different
more
genre
of
entirely.
Kind of a punk thing, yeah.
Yeah, well, they were the punk band.
So it's nice
in
that
the
it was
United
all
States.
localized there, and I can not feel bad about missing out on it at all.
Yeah. The Alan Parsons Project.
But at least I can tell people I got kicked out of CBGB's, you know.
There you go.
I was going to say how many people could say that, but probably a lot.
Well, no, George Kennedy, the actor George Kennedy, you know, he played the mechanic guy on all the airport movies. He sang a song on Saturday Night Live. He was, what did he say? 56 at Studio 54 or something like that. And now he got thrown out of Studio 54 for being too old because he was in his 50s.
And for those of you who are too young to remember airport shows, he was Frank Drebin's on Naked Gun's partner.
Yeah.
I think that's how most people would remember him.
Not really. But
oh, come on. People actually know what the Naked Gun is. They don't give a shit about Airport 75.
Yeah, but he was in Airport. He was in Airport 75, 76, 77, 78, 79.
Yeah, but nobody watches
He was
those.
a mechanic and he was a pilot. And I think on one of the movies, he was sitting up on the tail for no reason at all.
He seemed more like a navigator guy, doesn't he? He had that kind of that face. It seems like navigators back in the 70s when airplanes had them, they all kind of looked like Gene Rayburn.
You know what's interesting? Is I always thought of them as navigators, but I think they were engineers.
Flight engineer.
I don't think
yeah.
they were navigators. I think they had
Well,
navigators in like World War II.
Well, 50s. You know, the long overwater flights when you're in a piston engine plane going 200 miles an hour, going, in the air for 18 hours and having to stop at every stupid little, island on the way over.
Well, let's just call him the guy that faces sideways.
Yeah, but that's a flight engineer because he's got all his dials. But because I think some of them even had a 5-man cockpit. They would have pilot, co-pilot, navigator, flight engineer, and radio man. Back when running the radio was a full-time job in and of itself.
I just also have the science guy and the
science
security officer, and
they'd have Worf there, so somebody could to have somebody to beat up.
The guy in the back that hands you the towel at the bathroom. But they replace the navigator guy with a computer, and then they replace the co-pilot with more computer, and eventually it'll be, I am your pilot. Welcome aboard to this airline, fill in the blank airline.
Well, hopefully Marvin's the only android that gets depressed. The rest of them are good, because sometimes your pilot might decide, the hell with it, we're going down.
Well, you have to keep whether that's happened. But Steve gets back, he'll talk all about that because he's into plane crashes. But as long as you don't have to keep inflating the damn thing.
Yeah. Especially where the nozzle is. Speaking of Marvin, there's a band called Marvin that it's like Thomas's favorite band. And he took me one time to see Marvin in Jacksonville. And they were a good band, but the problem is they have a full-time soprano sax player. So, you know how I hate those high-pitched, like piccolo flutes and stuff? It's like that. It's like a dog whistle through the whole damn song. And they were good. They were like classic rock, kind of cool, but progressive. But that damn sax. Can you do it without the sax? I didn't want to tell them that because I didn't want to hurt their feelings.
So if you're watching,
I'd like to get Thomas back on here. I haven't talked to him in a while.
I keep sending him invites.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, on the event. On the event
thing. I'll have to reach out to him.
Because good old Facebook, they keep improving things. It used to be, do you want to send invites out for this event? Yes, and I click, and it gives me like the usual suspects on top. Now I got to drill down. It's like now dead, and I have to scroll all the way bottom just to make sure to catch all the Wendy's, and we don't have any Wendy's today. And
maybe we will.
Speaking of Bueller Ball Breaker. Oop, that's not it. I lost it. Never mind. What happened to it?
I don't know.
I hate when it does that.
Bitch funny, huh?
There it is.
Here she comes. She's almost got it. She's almost got it.
Almost sound like a dude when you don't see it.
I know. I recognize that tallywhacker anywhere.
It's just like what Tony had said, that both the actor that played Porky and her, they're just so nice in person, you know.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, she was a sweetheart. I heard Nancy Parsons.
They did great though.
Trauma's Lassie though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that scene was iconic.
Why do they call her Lassie? Boys' locker room really turns me on.
I mean, there's actually 2 scenes on there about people trying not to laugh that were hilarious. Kind of like the throne room scene in Life of Brian.
Yeah.
You know?
Well,
I still gotta see that. I still gotta see that.
In the principal's office, you could tell Nancy Parsons was trying to keep it together and not laugh.
Yeah.
If we ever do movie nights again, maybe I'll play it.
What, the biggest dickest part?
Just the movie. Tony hasn't seen it.
You never heard that? That's
Tony's
Of
heard
course.
that.
Yeah, but, yes, I have not lived under a rock. I just haven't actually sat down and watched the
No,
movie.
that's didn't sound like you heard it.
Oh, Life of Brian, yes.
Oh, okay.
It's been many years, but yes.
Dickus. So that I hear that was
it's a well-crafted movie.
but
it's very
were those,
very well done.
Were those guys really trying not to laugh in that, or?
Well, if you look at somebody played a clip on one of the podcasts I watched. He was playing a clip of it, and you could see their faces were really like this. You know, it's hard to fake.
Yeah, I mean their eyes were watering.
Yeah,
kind of like it was a very well done scene. I my opinions changed on the movie after seeing them behind the scenes a little bit, but it used to be one of my favorite movies. So I would still play it for you, but I don't really go out recommending it like I used to. But
kind of like the Carol Burnett and Harvey Korman skit where they all just started freaking laughing and couldn't stop.
Oh yeah,
I think they did that shit on purpose though. But we talked about that before. I think it was they were doing their own laugh track by making people by having a skit that wasn't particularly funny, but telling people this is funny, we're laughing. That's what I thought they were doing.
What's your name, sir? I have a very great friend in Rome called Biggest Dickus.
Don't get a copyright.
Yeah, it was a classic scene. I'll give you that. Yeah. I've never seen Pontius Pilate so well represented.
Yeah. Was that John Cleese in that scene too?
Yeah, I think he was. I think he was one of the.
Okay.
I think he played like a centurion or somebody.
Because that was all Monty Python, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
It was Monty Python's The Life of Brian. Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't have a lot of capital because Holy Grail was really a shoestring budget. The reason they had coconuts is because they couldn't afford horses. And they couldn't afford chainmail armor. They had to wear sweaters that looked like chainmail. And so when they did Life of Brian, I don't remember which company was going to do this big budget movie for them. You know, one of the big like 20th century, one of them. And they dropped them because they feared it'd be too controversial. But they'd already started production. So I think it was Eric Idle was at a party or something like that, and George Harrison saw him, and he's like, what's the matter, you know, you look a little bit down, you know, and he's told them the story that their movie got dropped. He's like, well, I really like Monty Python, I'd like to see it. So he mortgaged his house, George Harrison did, and started his own production company called Handmade Films. And he basically made the movie, or was the executive producer and made the movie. So that, you know, kudos to him. And he did a cameo.
Yeah.
He did a cameo at the end, but I can never spot him because it was so quick. He was just whenever everybody was following Brian, and it was one of those kind of things.
But the story I heard about the Holy Grail, and it was probably a joke, but they said they didn't use real horses because Graham Chapman was drunk all the time, was afraid he was going to fall off.
He was too. He was an alcoholic, but I don't think they could afford the horses. Well, when
Yeah,
they did
it's probably a little of both.
when they did Meaning of Life, there was a part where these African natives were chasing. They were white guys painted, but they could only paint their front halves because they couldn't afford the makeup. So it was just like, you make sure none of the people turned around. That's back when you could get away with that stuff.
Yeah.
People weren't so butthurt about everything.
So would you like an after dinner mint? No, go away. Come on, it's just one little mint. Come on, you.
I showed Darren the penis song a month or so ago. Had to show him that. That's how that skit started with the guy. It's so nice to have a penis. It's so good to have a prick. It's like on the piano. I just thought it was funny because everybody was this. It was such a classy place, and everybody's dressed up, and at the end, everyone just applauds for him. I don't know. I get mixed emotions about them.
Didn't Monty Python break up though right after that?
I don't think they ever really broke up.
I don't think they were ever really together after. They broke up about 72 because they had to finish the Flying Circus last seasons without John Cleese. They were kind of like the Beatles. There was just always one missing that was always pissed off. He could never get all of them in one spot. But when they did the Hollywood Bowl in the early 80s, they were all together when they did that. So that's another movie I had. I lent it out to somebody and, never see it again.
Yeah.
Movie I need to watch again. I haven't watched it in 40 years. I need to watch Time Bandits again.
I thought you were going to say the Ruddles.
I saw that in the theater. In fact, I actually saw it with my mom in the theater.
I don't think I ever saw it.
It's actually pretty good. Right. From what I remember from 40 years ago.
Yeah, it has been a long time for me too.
And it's got Kenny Baker in it. It's got,
Yeah.
It's almost like some weird Savage Wars movie.
No, yeah. Well, I always thought it was that movie Willow, which was another one of those, set in the medieval. They're opening up, and you're seeing this guy plowing a field. Only you look close, and he's got a plow, and it's being pulled by two pigs. Yeah. And it's what's his name, the short guy?
Yeah,
What's his name?
He was getting the Star Wars movies.
Midget Monroe.
No.
Shorty McGee.
He played one of the Ewoks in Return of the Jedi.
No, that was
John.
It wasn't Dinklage. It was another.
Paul Williams.
Teddy Twerp.
Now you gotta make me look. Damn it.
Yeah, Paul Williams is pretty short.
But everything looked normal because the pigs and the plow and the actor were all the right scale.
Billy Barty.
No.
Napoleon.
No.
It's a good one. It's a good one. You're getting closer.
Here it is.
Peter Dinky.
Warwick Davis.
Warwick Davis. Yes.
Thank you. He's the guy that played Willow.
Yeah.
Willow. And as far as those goofy movies from that, set in that, you ever seen Jabberwocky? That one was weird.
Yes. Oh, that was another Monty Python movie.
Yeah.
So
it was a hybrid, kind of like the Ruddles. It wasn't a full Monty Python, but it had a couple.
But they still titled it Monty Python's Jabberwocky. Yes.
I think I laughed at about one scene, and it was the one at the beginning when the guy got picked up by the dragon. But then when it ate him, it kind of got gross, and it wasn't really funny anymore.
Well, speaking of gross, the opening scene is this fat broad taking a crap off the edge of a balcony.
Oh, that's basically Supergirl.
Yeah.
They show her crapping and pissing and throwing up and eating her own shit and barf and everything. It's disgusting. And they wonder why it's bombed so hard.
I might have to buy the DVD.
That was like the size of it. I don't remember seeing that blue car.
Yeah, it's a Corvette. I don't remember seeing that one either. I had.
It doesn't look like a Corvette. I mean, the very front kind of does, but the rest of the car, it doesn't look like a Vet at all.
Yeah,
It's
it's
kind
kind
of
of a
like
crap
half.
illustration.
It's kind of like half vent and half kind of like Eldorado or something.
No, I was wrong. Jabberwocky does not Monty Python.
Did it have? What's his name? I forget it.
Terry Gilliam. Terry Gilliam
Yeah,
was the
okay.
director.
Because I had, of course, the silhouette, and I had the Python. That was a cool. Because the Python was like one of those Exner cars that was asymmetrical. The grill was wider on one side than on the other.
Maybe it had it had Bell's palsy.
I think I had the green bug.
It had Bill's ballsy. What? Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. But
I've got the purple one with the dome on the top, and
yeah,
the
the
little
silhouette.
truck. Yeah, the truck with the surfboard, and I've got the one on the bottom to your left, Tony, the yellow goldish
Beat
one.
Dick Bandit, it was called.
I've got those, but they're like 1994 reproduction. But they're still, they're
Now I
still
heard
drivable.
Hot Wheels. I heard Hot Wheels made a VW van that had the windows along the top, and they only made like so many of them. They're worth like freaking hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Oh, VW van?
Yeah, that had the windows across the top.
Yeah, the early generation ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a Matchbox one of those, and it had the.
You must be talking about a Matchbox, because Hot Wheels didn't even come out until like 67 or 68.
Yeah, 68, I think was all of mine since 1968 on the bottom of them.
Or maybe it was
They're
Matchbox.
gone now,
I don't
of
know the
course.
difference between the two. So
Matchbox has been around since probably early 50s, like Charlie
Yeah.
Brown era.
Because the Matchboxes didn't have the fast running wheels, at least not at first.
Yeah, once Hot Wheels came along, they had to compete, and they called them Super Fast series.
Yeah.
And I've got a song called Super Fast, named after it, Paul Giannet's song. But yeah, I've got a guide, a Matchbox car guide I bought in the 90s, and it's really neat. I still look at it sometimes. It's a good toilet book.
If you get a bidet, you wouldn't have to rip out pages as you go.
That's true. But it's not like a bedtime book, because it'd give me nightmares.
Right.
I'll be thinking about Hot Wheels that I don't have anymore. No, not Joe Satriani, Steve. He's not classic rock. Oh, did you say Joe Pesci?
No, Joe Petroni, that was the guy George Kennedy played in Airplane. Or I mean in Airport 75. All the airports.
Now, those movies were actually quite popular. You would be surprised.
What movie? Oh, the airport movies?
Yes.
With George Kennedy as Joe Petroni.
Well, I know they were popular at the time. They were big stuff. But I mean, I think Naked Gun carries over a lot more with the newer generations. Okay, I've got a rock and roll
young
story.
people aren't worth worrying about.
I got a little rock and roll story. Okay, so I talked about Gary Lewis before, Jerry Lewis's son.
Mm-hmm.
In that his dad didn't know that Gary had his own band. And so he wasn't the kind of dad that was like pushing him into that kind of stuff. But Gary Lewis started out playing drums and switched to guitar in 1966 so he could better interact with the crowds. Why did he start on drums? So I'm reading this from a artistfacts.com. So Lewis told us, this friend of my dad's kept coming over, like every week he would come over. And my dad had a set of drums out in this house behind the main house. And this friend of my dad's kept saying, hey, let's go out to the drums. I'll show you some stuff. So here I am, 5 years old, and he'd play something and I would repeat it right after him. He kept telling me, yeah, you're going to be good one day. This is great. So when I'm about 14 years old, all of a sudden I realized this friend of my dad's was Buddy Rich. And every time he'd come over, he'd take out take me in the back and show me these things on drums. So isn't that amazing that 3 or 4 years I was taking lessons from Buddy Rich? And for those who don't know, he's the greatest drummer of all time.
Well, at least according to him. But yeah, he's definitely.
Yeah, according to everybody. I think even Neil Peart would have probably said that he was probably the greatest. Just watch like YouTube reaction videos of people watching Buddy Rich.
Yeah. No, it's just he has a reputation for being an asshole too.
I think that's any genius. They don't have people skills as much, you know. I mean, look at Brian Wilson. Of course, I don't know if I would put Brian Wilson in genius. I don't know. He was a genius for like a year. Kind of like Jeff Lynne. You know what I mean? It's kind of like...
Well, he had issues, but he was basically nice to people.
Oh, Brian Wilson?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm not saying they were all assholes. I just said they all have issues, you know, people skills and stuff like that. I think Buddy Rich, he kind of wasn't afraid to speak his mind, like he'd be on Johnny Carson or Dick Cavett and say, "Yeah, I can't stand country music." You know, it's about.
What's funny is he was on the Muppets once, playing along with Animal or Monster, whoever the Muppets drummer was.
I do remember that episode, seeing it when it was on the air, because I didn't know the name, but it's stuck in my memory. This guy that was just tapping on everything. You know, backstage or whatever, he's just tapping everything. And I thought, oh, this is a good drummer. But yeah, it's fun watching these kids watching Buddy Rich for the first time, and you know, or drummers and people that haven't really heard of him. What are you doing, Steve?
I'm looking for a goose.
How come you and Gottschalk
You're looking for a goose?
Steve and Gottschalk are on the same like soccer team or something. Look at their shirts.
We're wearing the same shirts.
Yeah.
Oh, you're wearing red shirts.
They're not even really red. They're kind of like a brick red, kind of orangish thing.
He's got an emblem on his shirt. I don't.
Because you sucked yours off, Steve.
Did I what? Suck? Did I what?
You sucked your emblem off.
Yeah, we'll go with that. Where did everybody go?
I don't know, but I got to pee, and I was about to leave, and everybody. Okay, I'm gonna.
All right, go.
Go.
Jeez, I'd never leave. Anyhow, it's like toaster strudel head.
Now you're just stepping on my dick.
Huh?
That's not. We got to get a real New Yorker on here to really explain that saying.
Oh, step on my dick. Yeah.
I work with one. I'll ask.
Yeah, because I can never get these guys to understand. It's something you do to yourself to mess yourself up.
He's lived in Florida for like 40 years, but he still has a very strong New York accent. And it's just, Jesus.
Oh, yeah. Well, because Florida is like 50% New Yorkers anyway.
The whole thing is just a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah.
But you got to see how well my Star Trek Online story is coming. Ooh. I'm halfway through. I'll start off with Chapter 2.
Nice.
Chapter 2.
It's called Time Ship Endeavor. And that's the name of the book, and the story is called Ships of Dreams.
Is it short stories? Because usually the name of the book and the name of the story are the same.
Well, the name of the book is like, you know, like you'd see Star Trek, and then it would have the name of the episode. So the name of the series is Time Ship.
Oh, okay. Okay, got it.
It's going to be a story of online stories. And I don't want to be too long.
It was years ago. I actually thought about doing a Star Trek episode based on Operation Petticoat. You know, it would be
Well, I think I saw. Wasn't there all girls on there?
Yeah.
I guess hence the Petticoat. I guess. I think.
Yeah, it was U.S. Navy submarine that rescued like a hospital ship, and it was like full of nurses, and they couldn't get rid of it.
It was a TV show.
Yeah, it was a movie, and then they made a TV series.
Because I didn't use it for the TV. We were talking about Operation Petticoat.
Yep,
Operation Petticoat Junction.
Yeah, there you go. No, that was a movie, and then they made a TV series.
I'll have to look at that. Maybe use it for the.
They had to paint the submarine pink because that was the only paint they had.
Well, it was the primer. It was the primer they used was pink, and there was an air raid, and they couldn't stick around to do the gray paint, so they had to just.
But
they never had a chance to finish painting the sub.
If they did that today, that would have to be. It wouldn't be pink.
It
would be rainbow colors.
I mean, they couldn't do it today.
No.
Because women are better soldiers, better ship captains, better martial arts fighters, better everything than men are.
That's right. Yeah.
So we had talked about the best.
Yes.
Go ahead.
No.
I was going to change the subject, so if you've got something.
Oh, okay. No, it's just, they couldn't do the very last episode of Star Trek: The Original Series now.
Why not?
What was the very last episode of Star Trek: The Original Series?
Oh. That wasn't Spock's brain.
Planet of the Gays.
No, it was Kirk turns into a chick.
Guess I missed that one.
Well, you could just.
Did he just? Okay, I remember. Okay, yeah, he switches places with that girl. Okay, I remember that. I remember now.
Hey, Steve.
What?
Well, Darren, did I interrupt you? Were you going to say something?
I didn't say a goddamn thing.
All right.
So, Steve, did you ever see there was like a late 70s or early 80s? There was like or maybe 90s. There was a new Carol Burnett show. And they did a Star Trek thing where they went through like a wormhole and they came out as women. So like Spock and Kirk, they start feeling each other's boobies and stuff.
Oh yeah.
It was funny. I mean, I'm not kidding. It was real. It was like the new Carol Burnett show. Look it up.
Well, the In Living Color did one too, where they're all in walkers.
I just thought it was funny them feeling each other's boobies. If they turned into women, never mind. I thought it was
Carol
funny.
Burnett is what Captain Kirk, wasn't it? Or
I think so. I don't
Captain.
know who else. I don't think Vicky was with her.
No.
But
no, they had. Who was on that show with Carol Burnett?
Vicky was doing Mama's Family at the time.
Vicky Lawrence. Yeah, she had her own thing to do.
Yeah. I don't remember.
Oh, there's Lyle Lovett, Lyle Wagner.
Wagner.
Yeah.
And Harvey Korman and Tim Conway was like on every other episode.
Were they making each other laugh in that show too?
No, I'm talking about the original Carol Burnett. I don't know who was in the 90s one.
Oh, okay.
Other than Carol. I never saw it. I just saw like a clip from it with the Star Trek thing. And
I remember seeing that, yeah.
Anyway.
You do that episode where the woman is in Kirk's body and then she can't do a damn thing right.
Yeah.
Oh, is that why you're saying okay?
Yeah.
Her name was
like he gets behind the wheel of the ship and backs it up into a
right. Exactly. They pretty much it almost was literally that. And they could not do that today.
That's funny.
Oh yeah.
Oh dang! I had the Elvis laugh again. I don't do it on purpose. It just happens. I become Elvis.
It's all the coke.
Yeah, I'm your white knight. So we talked about the best classic rock song, and we talked about the best album. So why don't we talk about the epitome of classic rock bands? And I would think, and I don't think anybody will disagree, I think number one is Friend and Lover.
Who?
We're all so groovy now.
Who?
It was this husband and wife that had a 60s song called We're All So Groovy Now and We're Gonna Something Together. And they got like a divorce right after the album.
Oh, yeah. They couldn't stand each other after the. It was so great.
No, Friend and Lover.
Dummy Friend and Lover. I met a man who I did not care for. Blah, blah, blah. It was like. The guy was another one of those guys. He wasn't as goat as the guy from Family, but he was close.
Yeah.
And it was one of those where the label screwed him up because the lyric in the song is reach out in the darkness. And the The title of the song on the record is "Reach Out of the Darkness."
You lost me. I don't know that one.
You mean you don't know it?
You know
we're
stuff.
all so groovy now, and blah 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 together. It's a '60s anthem. It's a
The
dumb
band
song.
name is Friend and Lover. The song
That's
is
the name
"Reach
of it.
Out of the Darkness."
And the covers,
Again, I say the band name is Friend and Lover. The song name is "Reach Out of the Darkness."
and the album cover, even though it's a man and a woman, it's the gayest you could possibly get with a man and a woman on the cover together. And when I used to listen to Pandora in the garage when I worked on the cars, that job, there was one they'd play off that album, and it was so annoying. They were trying to sing, and they would get real loud in this one part of the song, and they're just like, nah! I don't think they were trying to sound stupid, but it was this like nails on a chalkboard.
Oh, I remember this one.
Yeah.
Of course you do.
Okay.
There we get a copyright.
Yeah. Oh, I hate YouTube.
I know we should.
If you're watching this, I won't say I love you, but I wish you'd not be so anal about every gosh damn thing and not.
But you know, technically by the law, if you're doing, I said this before, if you're critiquing a song or reviewing it, you're allowed to play a clip.
It is, but who are you going to tell?
Tell Al Gore that. Tell Al Gore.
Yeah, tell it to the judge. Because on YouTube you're guilty until
it's
proven
not a
innocent.
human doing it. It's not a human doing it.
Yeah.
It's a freaking computer.
Yeah, and there's nobody you can appeal it to. And then when you do it, it appeals to a computer that just, shuts you down. It's like the only way we're going to do that is if we actually put this on Rumble.
Yeah, we've been talking about that. I thought about looking at that the other day and didn't get around.
I have too. I think the only problem is we can't get joint accounts on Rumble. So one of us is going to have to make the plunge and do it.
Joint accounts?
You can't have joint admins like we can on YouTube.
Oh. So
unless they change something, and I'm not very good at researching. So I'm so glad we got that brilliant garbage thing out of the way, even though we kind of did what we didn't want to have to do. But I'm so glad I'm not having to think about that, having to call some number, because it turns out that the number that they said I had, we all, even Detective Gottschalk here, none of us could even find that. They made that number up.
Yeah.
I only had one number that ended up with 53, and that was in the 90s, and that wasn't the number. I tried it. So I don't know what that, I even asked Gracie. None of us had that number. They think that's AI stuff.
But Rumble doesn't, give you strikes for playing clips of things?
I don't think so. They're like that.
You can do any damn thing you want on Rumble. Yeah.
Same with Odyssey, I think.
Yeah.
I was getting into Odyssey for a while. Apology and Transforma, they got a channel on Odyssey. I don't put totally uncensored Transforma stuff, but I'll put semi-uncensored stuff there.
Yeah.
Now, if we're gonna talk about the worst, let's go with Billy Joel's band before he became Billy Joel.
What was his band?
Attila.
What, they weren't good?
No.
Never even heard of them.
I think I even...
There's only one album that I was a Billy Joel fan back in the 90s, so I heard about this other band he was part of in the early 1970s, and I was like, I'll get it. I got it, and my eyes started to bleed, And
what kind of stuff was it? Jazz? What was it?
It's kind of an acid punk rock. 70s.
Oh, really? Well,
Yeah,
Billy Joel's, he's New York, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
There were certain people, I think, was it Kenny G? No, not Kenny G. Michael Bolton. There were some people that were that were metal, and then they figured out that they could make more money doing the kind of the gay stuff
for a short time. Yeah.
Kenny G sabotaged himself by ripping off a song from. Oh gosh, who was it? It was a black 60s group. And it was one of those, I think, unintentional plagiarisms, like George Harrison with My Sweet Lord, She's So Fine. It's kind of like that. he ripped a song, and I think it even had some of the lyrics and everything. And so the guy from the band, from the '60s band that did it originally, he heard it on the radio. Basically his song from Kenny G, this big artist, and he was flattered, but he was also kind of curious. He's like, well, okay, so I didn't hear anything about this. So he called the record company or whatever and was like, hey, I'm flattered you're using my stuff, or this song. And so, will I get, the royalties, do we have an agreement, this and that? They basically told him to fuck off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It didn't go, it didn't go very well. So, and the guy didn't seem like he wanted to fight over it. He just wanted his cut. And so he took him to court. And boy, Kenny G fought it tooth and nail. And basically he lost everything over it. He lost his career, his house, because he just wouldn't let go. He kept appealing it and losing every appeal, and he just basically lost everything. And if he would have just said, yeah, you can have half of it, he'd have been just fine. It was just one song. He ended up ruining himself over one stupid song. Yeah. Just admit that you didn't mean to rip it off, and that I guess I did. I like these guys, and it was stuck in my brain, I guess. I'm sorry. Yeah, here you can have my shoe. Something.
There you go. It was like the Beach Boys with Surfing USA. With that the one that they had to.
Yeah, it was just like Sweet Little 16 from Chuck Berry.
Right. And so they just gave him song. Didn't they just give Chuck Berry songwriting credit on that song?
I'm sure they might have given him royalties.
And gave him a couple bucks, yeah. But then they turned around and they covered one of Chuck Berry's other songs as a cover, not pretending to.
Back in the '60s, I think, and even like Zeppelin and Deep Purple and some of these bands, they didn't look at it as plagiarism back then. They just looked at it as, hey, we like that riff that we heard, let's make a song out of it, kind of a thing. And people always say that Zeppelin, they ripped this song, everything they did. Well, you know what? Dazed and Confused, yeah, the progression might have been a blues song, but it's not that. It's Page's riffs. It's the things they do to it that makes it Zeppelin,
Yeah.
And so to me, they did such cool things that, I'm not saying it's all right that they ripped people off, but supposedly they ripped Stairway to Heaven off of some opening act of theirs.
Yeah, they had a song that started with an A minor arpeggio.
Oh,
yeah,
boy,
that's
pretty much that. But in the 50s, every song used the same progression.
Well, yeah, because Treble Clef, the band I was in, we had a thing called 50s medley, and you would be shocked. We must have had 10 or 12 songs in that song that all had the exact same progression. It was Peggy Sue, Boney Maroney,
Hanky
all
Panky.
my life I've been waiting, tonight there be no masturbate, no boy. We just did one song after another, and it was a fun medley. We did it in every show. But it was just kind of making fun that all of those songs were had the exact key, the exact same progression. But it's kind of like the first songs I wrote, I would consider sucky, but you got to start from somewhere. Remember Magic Donkey Ride? Darn, I mean, it's like you got to start somewhere, Boy, Darren loved that song so much he left.
I just disappeared for just a second.
Yeah, we have the magic setting on Zoom. You just have to go.
Scratch your arm.
Yeah, our first ever song was called Magic Donkey. No, it wasn't. It was called, I don't know, The Dark Side, but we call it Magic Donkey Ride because it just sucked. But you know what? You start somewhere. It just sounded like a bunch of distortion and blah, 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 blah. So I hadn't changed much, I guess. You think about it. But... Is this on?
Nope.
So I finished my D&D game and started making a sci-fi game.
Yay!
I'll have to find those pictures for you.
Cool.
I still want to find a way to play Crimson Skies again. Because that came out like 1990 or whatever the hell, 99, I think. and for some, it used some feature in the video card software that somehow got eliminated, so it wouldn't work anymore. It was the best game because you fly planes and you battle these, and the planes were all these goofy things. Most of them were like pusher props and
Yeah, it was all
tails.
It was steampunk before there was steampunk. It was basically
right.
That and the captain.
And none of them could actually. I mean, they were all way too weird looking to fly for real. But it was fun as hell. And the flying characteristics were pretty easy. It's not like flying a real plane. Because I had that. I played a game called Il-2 which is a Russian plane, and they put you in a plane, but the problem is they put you in a fighter plane, and you don't even know how to start the goddamn thing, let alone start to go. And the first time I tried to play it, I was in a P-40, and I was the wingman, and the lead man was in another P-40, and about the first 5 tries, I crashed right into him until I finally figured, no, I got to wait until he starts going, and then I see him, because it's a tail dragger, so you're looking straight up, you can't see forward when you're on the ground. So I had to wait until I could see him taxiing out, and then I would give it the throttle. But it was as hard to fly as the real plane, and they didn't give you a trainer.
No, I had that game, Crimson Skies. The problem I had with it is, I would fly up around the Zeppelins because the Zeppelins look cool and everything, and I would be flying it, and I'd accidentally run into the Zeppelin or whatever and crash the plane, and it would take like 15 minutes or something to reload, and I just couldn't do it anymore. It was basically, I had minutes of fun on that game. I eventually had to give it up because it just took so long to reload.
If you manage to scrape through every scenario to the end, they give you like $50,000 to use on building planes. Then you go back to the beginning and you max out the armor on the plane, and you max out the firepower, and then the game becomes fun to play. But you have to get through the whole game once first before you can really have fun with it.
Well, Darren, when I was studying to be a video game tester professionally, Darren and I would play remotely Forza 4, and it was a fun game. But the problem is, both of us had a pretty good arsenal of cars, and you could paint them and do whatever you wanted with them. But I became so good in the game and won so many races that they're like, hey, you're a champion, this and that. We're not going to give you as big a purse anymore. That was your reward, is instead of getting enough money after finishing a season to buy a new Jaguar or classic Jaguar or whatever. It's like you get $1,000, or it's just like what you got really, really good. They don't give you shit, and I just quit the game before because it's just like wipe out. You remember that, Darn?
No, maybe.
Oh.
Maybe.
I looked up Crimson Skies on GOG. It's not there, but there's 12,429 votes for them to get.
Yeah. And there's supposed to be patches and stuff for it. I've never gotten them to work right, though.
So since you bring it up, go ahead.
GOG uses good old games, something like that. They build an emulator, a DOS emulator, and it ships with the game. So you buy it, you can just double click it and run it, and it plays old games on modern computers really well.
Is that like a torrent site you're on?
No, it's just they sell old games.
Yeah, really, because I would love to.
Those games are all 640, and you could either have a 640 screen on your screen. This is like you're trying to play a postage stamp, or you can like zoom it out so every pixel is as big as a watermelon.
Yeah, depending on the game, it's not the greatest.
I play my old games on Galaxy of Games, GOG.
Because I was sure that's the one I was talking about. I thought it was good old games or something.
I would sure love to get a KRAK of the Live 2D, that I have to rent like once a year to make these things. I would love to have a copy because I've given them enough money. So I think you remember that weird stunts movie I made, Darn?
Yeah.
I think I want to put it on YouTube if I can find that. It's stupid. I mean, we're talking about 1994 video technology, video game technology, but I think there's enough people that would appreciate it. People love that old shit, For those who don't know, Disney, back when they were kind of cool, they had a video game called Stunt Island, and it had basically a Pacific island with a network of power grid, power lines. It had dams, it had rivers, highway systems, trains, rails, cities, towns, fishing ports. It had all this stuff on the island. It had a Grand Canyon, and basically it was an island made for movie sets. Like Hollywood bought an entire island, and so they had like the Golden Gate Bridge, and they had all these different things, and it was a flight simulator, is what it was. You could get like a B-17 or a Blackbird, just whatever kind of plane, Wright Brothers plane, and the planes were pretty good. They were light models and everything. They were nice, but everything else, the cars, the mountains, the buildings were basically very low poly. Like the mountains would look like pyramids, but the planes looked all right. The cars were very square, which they just look like 80s cars. But you can have all these props, boom boxes, horses, cactuses, Eiffel Tower, just so many props, and you could set them up. And then basically you program the things to behave. The planes fly like simulators and they shoot and stuff. But if I shoot a car, I've got to program it to roll or to go off the road. I got to program all that stuff. And Darren was watching me do this. He's like, you know what, Jimmy? I'm like, what? He's like, basic, you're coding. I'm like, really? And then once you're done with your stunts, there's an editing room. You put everything together and you make little movies with them. And so I made a half an hour thing called Weird Stunts, and it was these little short things. And the last one I did, I narrated it like Tom Bodette, and it was like a flight training video. He's like, and there he goes into a storm, which he shouldn't, he's coming out straight toward the ground. It was just, it was stupid, but it meant a lot to me at the time, and it had all original Thunderchild music. It was a band that we were called then. So it was all original music that I made for the soundtrack. And I thought I'd just put it on YouTube. What's it going to, what's the worst that can happen? Get 2 hits on it. Can't get a copyright violation. It's all my music, and no one else knows what the heck Stunt Island is. So anyway, I didn't mean to go on a thing.
That was interesting. It was interesting. It's always weird with the games. You don't want the flight sim to be too realistic because flying is actually kind of difficult.
Yeah, and they actually had pre modes where there would be a stunt coordinator telling you what to do, and they would have the car programmed to do this, and you had to go. They had like a bomber, but it was a giant duck that would drop eggs, and when the eggs would hit the tarmac, they'd explode into big old like broken, like fried eggs. It was fun. It was very creative, and I loved it. I spent so much time on that game. It wasn't even really a game. It was kind of a sandbox, is what it was.
Yeah,
which is what I liked. Although when I had a PS1 in the late '90s, boy, I wore that thing out. Then I kind of got into computer games and kind of grew out of the place. I'm being boring. Gottschalk, why are you letting me ramble on?
Yeah.
Because we're just letting you ramble
people
on.
are into that shit, though. People will sit and watch a podcast. It's nothing but somebody's, or a video stream that's nothing but somebody playing a video game for hours.
That's crazy, isn't it?
And they have 10,000 views.
Oh, yeah. And the chat is like zooming by, and it's like, it's all, N words and stuff. It's just F words and N words and Q words and all them words.
I get so disappointed. I watch channels that I kind of like their videos, and then all of a sudden they just get political, and it's just like, where did that, like Moon? I used to like to watch Moon, and then this is like today they're, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to watch Moon anymore.
Louise Lasser died at 87.
Oh, is that Mary Hartman?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mary Hartman.
Like 87 years old. Yeah.
Yeah, that puts a kind of, because I don't remember that show being that long ago, but yeah, it was.
Yeah, 76, and I guess she was in her late 30s then.
Yeah. And I think just about everybody's gone after that show except for
Did you ever watch it?
Here and there, I think.
Was it? I've heard people say it was kind of dark. I don't know what. I just never
Yeah,
watched it.
it was sort of funny in a quirky way. I mean,
Oh.
I think Robert Mandan was on it, and I think Martin Mull was on it. And
I never watched. I generally don't like '70s sitcoms, but I don't know. I haven't seen all of them.
it was one of those things you were kind of supposed to laugh at and not laugh with.
Oh, really? Interesting. Kind of like Carol Burnett's show. Uh, or I think that's like any sketch show. Even Monty Python. Well, even Monty Python, they uh, John Cleese basically said that Monty Python was like, I don't know. He said it was 20% genius and like 80% dross, or 80% crud. And a lot of people kind of, when they thought back at it, it's like, yeah, I guess he's kind of right. A lot of the stuff just didn't land, and some of it was a riot. Like not everything
Well,
could be the
the
parrot
good
sketch.
stuff was so good that it carried the rest of it.
Pretty much, yeah. Well, it's Carol Burnett because there's a Carol Burnett channel. This plays at 24 hours, and I was into it at first, and I didn't realize how many dumb song and dance numbers that there were that just weren't funny at all. Uh, that's where they lose me with that stuff. Hi, Wendy Lou. Welcome.
Wendy Lou.
I'm a bus today because got struck. Maybe be a bus.
Hello, Wendy Lou.
Didn't make you be a.
Hey, at least I take requests. You dig?
Well, that's like the second one. I had the dragon first.
Yeah, and also Purple Thunderbird.
Mm.
Oh, and I made. You remember that 60 Thunderbird I was last week? The bicentennial.
Yeah.
I made a solid purple version just for you, Gotcha. So I'll be that one day.
Right.
I like the 60 bird. I would have, I was looking at them when I was car shopping when I eventually got the Mustang. I actually looked at one and I just wanted a car that was the same age as me.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would have considered getting that 60 T-Bird or 59 Dodge or something because I really do like those. But Tony had mentioned once you get into the 50s cars, you're getting into more problems. Like
yeah, the brakes aren't as good, and you can't find tires for them. But I did get to drive Art's 58 the Packard Hawk, and unfortunately the fuel pump crapped out on it, so I had to nurse that thing home. Had to restart it every minute. Like
I'm reading right now about the 55 and 56, like the last real Packards and why they didn't succeed and stuff. It's interesting.
It was kind of too little too late because they came out with a brand new engine in 55, but it was already kind of too late for them.
Yeah, I think my problem is they were still, I won't go into this long. If you look at a 55 or 56 Packard, certain angles, they look beautiful. The grill is gorgeous. The front end, the way the front end looks and the wraparound windshield looks nice on them, but the belt line is too high. They were basically based off their 51 models. So it looked like an early 50s car cosplaying as a mid 50s car. And I think that was one of their problems. And it was like over $5,000. That's a lot of money. Yeah, but you know what? You could probably, if you're a banker that would buy a Packard, you could probably buy an Oldsmobile for cheaper that is a lot more roadworthy.
Well, Packard, but they kind of lost some of their luster at that point, but they used to be a cut above Cadillac and everybody else.
They used to be, but by the mid 50s, I mean, with the clip, they really downgraded themselves. Anyway, I don't want to get into all that, but.
No, because the owner of the studio where he used to work back in the aughts had a Clipper, 56 Clipper. Nice. And it was like 2 or 3 tones, all sort of different shades of aquamarine.
Yeah, I heard about that. They did those and Dodge did the 3 tones. The reason that Packards are interesting, Steve, is because they were like a top of the line, like second to Rolls Royce kind of car back in the 20s and 30s. And it's just like, it's a shame they went out of business. I think, and there's a lot of people that said if they'd have just continued to be top of the line, like a Rolls Royce alternative, they probably would still be around today. Instead, they just kind of watered down their brand with cheaper stuff and they went out of business. But it's just like Could you imagine? I mean, Packard would be a, I don't know about today because everything sucks today. I'm sure Rolls Royce is made by Stellantis now. It's just like all made by the same.
Well, no, it's BMW. Yeah, BMW.
Yeah.
But they're still at least made in England.
I wouldn't buy a new car now. I just hear nothing but bad shit about them. But yeah, even Mercedes, even all the luxury brands, I just hear people just saying it's all crap. That it's cheaper for them to make these giant displays, these infotainment flat screen things. It's cheaper for them to do that than dials and stuff, and it's just all shit.
Oh shit! Not more cart talk.
Yeah.
Not more part talk.
I have no idea. I never understand that chick.
Well.
Guys, if you ask me, and you haven't, my favorite car is a cardboard cutout of a fire engine.
No, my friend Art, my old boss Art, he had a Seagrave fire engine. I don't know what happened to that. I don't know if he sold it or what happened, but it had the
cool to have this and drive around town. Let's go to your grocery. Get
I never saw it move. It was always parked at the studio.
Speaking of what Steve played. There's a fun movie that I recommend called A Mighty Wind. It's basically Spinal Tap, but they're folk singers instead. And it's one of my favorite movies. But who was it? Coolidge? What's her name?
Rita Coolidge?
No, not Rita Coolidge.
Calvin Coolidge?
No. Not Coolidge. Well, I had this conversation with Wendy before, and she knows who I'm talking about.
Mel Coolidge on Dick Van Dyke.
No, she's a blonde, kind of heavy set
Catherine
lady.
O'Hara?
She's in all of her movies, but she's not Catherine O'Hara. She's like her.
Edie McClurg?
No, I think her name is Coolidge. Jennifer Coolidge.
Oh, never heard of her.
She's a riot. She's in all those Christopher Guest improv movies, and. Anyway, she played this airheaded one, this lady in A Mighty Wind that was kind of like on the staff of the like PBS company that was putting on this revival show. And she was at this kind of a reception party with the folk singers. And one of them, who was married to, who Tony just said, Catherine O'Hara's character, who would have been Eugene Levy. So,
yeah.
So her husband had model trains in the basement, and I guess he was talking about his model trains at this reception thing. So Jennifer Coolidge says, "I like model trains. If it wasn't for the model trains, they wouldn't have had the ideas for the big ones." It was like a deleted scene, but I thought that was one of the funnier.
I know Jennifer Coolidge. Yeah, she played in Legally Blonde.
Oh, she played a lot of stuff. It's a shame Catherine O'Hara passed away because.
When did she pass away?
I think earlier this year.
Oh, because I just saw her in Beetlejuice too.
Mm-hmm.
She went even sick.
Huh?
Yeah, she plays airhead characters a lot. Yeah, Lenny said. She plays them good.
Yeah.
There was a. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
My least favorite Christopher Guest movie was For Your Consideration. I've got the DVD. It's a little darker, and the laughs just weren't. It wasn't as good. But Jennifer Coolidge and Fred Willard, they steal the show. When they're in the scenes, it's just like it becomes a funny movie again.
Somebody had a comment about your car last week.
Hey, Timmy, you're a nice-looking car, but either you're leaking oil or you're seriously crapping your pants.
It's neither. I was peeing.
Oh.
I got kind of like have a large. What do they call it? I have a enlarged gas tank. Well, you would think if I had an enlarged gas tank that it would make me hold stuff better, but it's like the opposite for some reason.
Yeah.
You've got an enlarged trunk, which makes the gas tank have to be smaller.
Oh, is that what it is? Yeah.
I think so.
I gotta tell people about my ghost.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Steve's got a ghost.
But now that you mentioned, I've heard the story, so I'll be right back. Now that you mentioned bladders and stuff. Well,
no, go ahead.
I'll be back. I've heard it. It's a good story, Steve. I'll be back.
Yeah, I was okay. I was doing my morning show this morning. If you haven't heard that, you ain't listening. Now, if you haven't heard the morning show, I just come out of a song. What is it? Hall and Oates. She's gone, and I swear, I have a grandson. He was in the other room, and this voice came over real quick, and I have a clip of it here. I want to play it because it's freaking me out. Listen very carefully here.
You know, God.
Oh, wrong one. Let's see. It is this one. Dear Hall, John Oates. And she's gone. If she's listening to this show, it's no wonder she was gone. I hear what? Did you hear that, guys? Chuck?
Mm-hmm.
Then so did I got it, and I singled it out and I amplified it. That was right in the middle of that. I was playing no sound effects, which is weird for me, and no kids around, and it was the freakiest thing. And this happened before. We were doing, I think World at 5, or were we doing the wrong channel? Or we just...
Internet ghost?
Yeah, just somebody saying, it sounded like Pa to me.
Yeah,
like
because my grandkids call me Pa. But that don't sound like either one of them. Maybe it's a ghost in the house that wants me to be the grandparent. I don't know.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So.
Because I remember late at night once when I was living in Hawaii, I felt like it was coming from out the window, somebody saying Tony. Somebody saying my name. What the? Because there wouldn't be anybody out there saying my name, so maybe it was just my brain doing weird things.
Yeah, I don't know if our imaginations run a while, but you said this morning you heard it over the earth.
Yeah, I did hear it.
And I told you about. Did I tell you about the sausage story? No,
can you please call it a tallywhacker?
No, it's right after my mother passed away. She loved Italian sausage, and we were going to have Italian sausage for dinner. This is like, I don't know, a week after she passed away. And Vicky took some out, put it on the counter to thaw, and I was in the back of the house playing on the computer or whatever, and she went to get our granddaughter from school. And she comes back, and that Italian sausage is not only not in the kitchen anymore, it's on the dining room floor about 50 feet away. And
well, that's not very nice.
No. And we have two tiny dogs at the time, and they ain't going to get up on that counter. And even if they had gotten it, they'd have chewed it all up anyway.
Yeah.
So that's what you call it, Steve, an Italian sausage?
Yeah, that's what that was. Yeah.
Darren's houses were always freaking haunted. Every one he's lived in.
Really? You got some good ghost stories, Darren?
No, just the one.
Oh.
I think I already told it, though.
Oh, from the trailer?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Your house on Revere.
Your house on Revere had some weird shit in there.
Yeah, the guy left Bibles in the drawer when he moved in.
Yeah, I think he was in a motel.
They'll leave the light on for you.
No, like Mom said that remember something was under Mom's sheets, whistling around and racing around under her sheets. I don't know. It was weird. She swears it was a ghost. But, she would also see dust particles on a camera flash and think they were ghosts, too.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I see those in those videos all the time where they say, "Oh, there's orbs running around." No, it's not. It's freaking dirt in your camera.
I know, and dust in the air that the flash is reflecting on. And my mom and grandma, I don't know where they saw it on TV, but you know what? It made them happy, and it was pretty harmless. It gave them something to.
Well, this coming Halloween, I want us to have some real scary stories. We got to come up with some. We got
memory of putt.
Oh,
yes, we got to. We didn't do it last time.
We can have a seance in some of
Well, we keep expecting him to show up.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be weird?
No, it wouldn't. I would have to leave, I think, if he showed up.
Why?
You scared of ghosts?
You just don't scared of putt.
Because people do that. They do these seances and the Ouija boards.
That's who it was. It was Putt, Steve.
What?
The ghost.
Huh. Well, Steve's still alive, so he's not a ghost.
Well, I hope that Putt got to heaven, and the first thing they did is give him this big zip up monster suit.
Yeah.
This don't sound like Putt. Oh.
No, it wasn't Putt.
No. But yeah,
Some was more of a Terry Summer gasp.
Oh, this?
That was more Michael Jackson than Terry Summer.
And now the latest hit from Michael Jackson.
That was actually too real there. It could have actually just been a clip that you know.
Yeah.
So how was everybody's 4th of July? You know,
it was pretty good. I posted on. I posted a picture from 50 years ago.
I saw that in the yard. Yeah.
It wasn't in the yard. It was. I think it was in Colorado Springs at a bicentennial celebration of some sort.
You were outside in the grass, okay, and
somebody's yard.
It was out in the field doing the gunny sack race. And it was a fair, because if you look at the comments, I put the pictures up. There was an army chopper there, and there was a band up on. Or it wasn't a band on stage, but they were doing some ceremony.
They were on the run.
I do remember that. That needle on the nose is actually called a PDOT tube.
Pitot, yeah.
PDOT, yeah.
I don't know, but the army guys, maybe they're bullshitting you, but they said it was an antenna.
I did a big bomb.
Maybe they didn't know.
Could be.
I did memory
UH-1Ds had the PDOT tube coming out the nose on the one side, and then when they got overhauled to UH-1Hs, they put it up on the roof on little curve.
I just remember asking the army men, what's that? And they're saying that was an antenna. I'm like, oh wow, really? And then all of a sudden, my mom,
it was probably
get your white ass over here.
It was probably easier to explain to a 6-year-old that it was an antenna than trying to explain what a PDOT tube is.
Or a PTO.
Yeah, or tell a 56-year-old trying to explain what that is.
You know what a PDO tube is?
Yeah, it faces forward. It's used to determine your airspeed.
Yeah, on an airplane. Well, you see, I got a PDO tube.
Well, then all he had to say is it tells us how fast we're going.
Sure, yeah, it's PDO tube.
Why does it always come back to Michael Jackson with you guys? Or Stephen King?
No, PDO tube, that's a real thing. That's I'm
speaking of PDO tubes,
I watch a lot of air crash investigations.
Yeah, that's what Tony was saying when you were gone.
Yeah, what was that thing? Oh crap! Because we were talking about something.
That guy's about to have an air crash in his truck.
Yeah, there you go. But I forget now. We were talking about some damn thing, and I thought, Steve would know because he's in the crap. What I love is there's like scratches from a windshield wiper, but the windshield wiper itself has been missing a long time.
Cheap glass.
You know what I hadn't thought of this in years. When I was spending my summer, one of the summers in Missouri, I had that stupid Audi, and I was making a drunk driver video with Dad's camcorder, and Dad and Geraldine would help me out. It was such a dumb idea. It was supposed to be a comedy about drunk driving. And it was like a PSA. It was stupid. I made like a sign out of little pieces of wood and cardboard that said, drive slower or something. And I was weaving all over the road. Dad was filming. I hit the sign. And then I had one scene where I played a guy painting the shed with Geraldine, my dad's wife, and we were painting it with mud. So we were it was like brown paint. And the drunk driver goes by them, and she accidentally one or the other accidentally hits the brush on them, and they start fighting with the brushes, and she ends up like pouring a 5-gallon bucket of mud over my head. And then there was another scene where I was pulling around the back of the yard, and I accidentally sideswiped the guy wire for my dad's light pole, and it actually pulled the pole and like snapped it back and forth, and kind of bent the rear fender around the wheel well of the car. So I'm glad he got that on. He got that on tape.
Wow.
So especially Geraldine, like, oh my God, starts laughing. And my dad's like, "Hold it!" Yeah. So that's probably the only part that was worth having, was the actual accident. trying to act like a drunk driver sober, because I never had a drink in my life. Never mind. That was just something I just thought about. Dumb. It was fun at the time.
Drunk driving is always fun.
Well, it wasn't. It was a more innocent time. You could just laugh at stuff, for fuck's sake. You can't.
Well, the thing is now, you remember Mothers Against Drunk Driving? You remember the chick who founded that, and she eventually had to resign from that organization because she got caught drunk driving like 2 or 3 times.
That happens a lot. I think the Roe versus Wade woman ended up regretting it and like campaigning against it. It happens. The person that you're. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, when I would get calls from people saying there's too many people speeding up and down our street in this neighborhood, you need to do something about it. Okay, well, we'll go there and do some targeted enforcement. And the first person we pull over for speeding is the person who called to report the speeders.
What did you do?
I mean, I'm just relaying that was more likely than not. It was just like, holy crap, give them a ticket.
Oh, good. I was hoping that was the answer. When Tony's story reminded me, the mad woman reminded me of the Brady Bunch, when some woman kicked Carol out of her organization because a pair of some cigarettes came out of Greg's jacket.
Oh, right.
And she's like, it was the mother that played in that show Family with Christy McNichol.
Oh, yeah.
And she's like, you can't be, in our organization. And it turned out that those weren't Greg's cigarettes, because he kept trying to say they weren't his. It ended up that it was her son.
And
she goes to her door at the end and is like, Carol. She's like, what? I'm singing enough for you. And she's like, those were my son's cigarettes, and he learned it from watching me.
I always, when it comes to organizations, I follow Mark Twain's saying. I would never belong to an organization that would have me as a member. So
that was Groucho.
Oh,
I feel that way with some of my. Never mind. We'll go into
that was Groucho Marx. You're right. Yeah.
Boy, Steve Katz, the guy from Blood, Sweat, and Tears. I was reading his autobiography, and he met Groucho Marx somewhere. It was just a brief encounter, like 2 words, and the guy just knocked him dead. Just the things he quoted that Groucho Marx told him about him, seeing him. It was so funny. The guy was funny. Unlike stupid Bob Hope. Sorry, Bob, if you're watching this. I don't mean that you're stupid. I just didn't think you were funny.
Bob Newhart?
No, Bob Hope. Tony yells at me about it. I just never heard a single thing. If you can tell me, if you can find something where he's being funny, then fine.
I would never miss his variety shows that he would do. He would always have, and they named an airport after him. He's not, they didn't name an airport after Marty Allen or
people name name airports.
I mean, there's no Shecky Green International Airport.
Well, they'll probably name airports after Joe Rogan and Leo Vaughn or Theo Vaughn. It's just like they can't stand those guys.
Shit. The Joe Rogan, there won't be any room for planes because of his
I just don't understand. Darren liked him, so sorry, Darren. I've seen the guy and I don't understand it. I don't know what people like about him.
Well, what?
Joe Rogan and Theo Vaughn. It's just like I don't understand. I don't get that these podcast bros is what they call them, and I don't follow a single one of them. I just can't.
I don't know what Theo Vaughn is, but I've heard the name. Joe Rogan's
14.
Theo Vaughn is this guy that he's interviewing Trump and all these things, and he's just this stoner guy. He looks like some guy that fell asleep on Joe Rogan's floor drunk and woke up the next morning and he's interviewing Trump. That's all he looks like BO. And I don't understand it at all. And I got sick of like watching Moon and these people but they're always showing clips of Theo Vaughn interviewing people. I'm just like, who is this guy? He's supposed to be a comedian. I've never seen him say one thing that's funny at all. They say Joe Rogan was a comedian, and I don't get it. I've never seen him say anything funny. No. But Darren likes he likes him, I guess, because the guys he interviewed. But the people, when interview shows, the people that are interviews are always wrong about everything.
Yeah.
I like the Y. I like the Y files.
The who files?
The Y. The WHY. The Y files. He's actually pretty good. He talks about mysterious shit like Mel's Hole and.
Well, I might be interested as long as they don't.
So he talks about bullshit. Okay, those are fun.
He kind of follows and he continuously quotes Art Bell from those days. So.
Oh, beautiful.
I've been listening to Art Bell every night over the old recordings.
Oh yeah.
Nice to fall asleep to. Art Bell had great shows. Yeah, great ghost stories and time travel.
I only listened to a couple, and it was on my way home from school in Alabama because I had an hour and a half drive each way. And there was a while where Art Bell would be on the radio, and I the only thing I remembered is Billy Mummy was on one episode with him.
Oh, he was? I don't remember.
And he's an old man.
Yeah.
And the other is for those who don't know. Steve tried to ask Billy Mooney. I just was directed toward Darn. He's leaving, so never mind. But what was it? Oh, yeah. And another one, they were trying to talk about magic wands and how you channel energy through the wand.
Oh.
It's your show. I just had it on the radio a couple times. I didn't end up listening very much. I remember hearing 2 times, and that's.
I don't believe everything that I hear on Art Bell's show. He opens lines for time travelers.
He was just entertaining.
Yeah. He designates certain lines for like time travelers or aliens from other planets and all this stuff.
Wasn't he the one that debunked the guy that was all about the rods?
I think so.
Yeah, so there's this thing called rods, and it's like around airport runways. When you take a photograph, there are these long things with several wings on them, like a centipede but with wings.
Oh,
and he was trying to say that these were like alien creatures, and eventually it's just like I think even Art Bell said, well, it's pretty much found out that they're just dragonflies, and it's there's just the shutter speed is showing, and he would not take it for an answer. He just kept doubling down,
Oh yeah, that's if you're a professional bullshitter, that's what you have to do.
Did you ever see he had Travis Walton on there? You ever heard of him?
Yeah, the guy that was abducted in Arizona. Was the movie Fire in the Sky was movie.
I really think that happened. It's just too many stories. Did you hear about that, Timmy?
I saw the tail end of the movie on TV. I don't believe in aliens on Earth. I think, honestly, the Star Trek, that art, the black blob, if there's aliens on other planets, I think it's closer to that. I don't think they have flying saucers that land in Arizona. I believe that's all Air Force drone technology that they probably had in the 60s. I think that's all CIA, and I could, I just don't believe. I believe there's could be life on other planets.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
But I don't believe that they come here in flying saucers.
The distances are just too great. The distances are just too great.
Yeah.
It's not, the speed of light. Somebody was doing calculations and talking about Star Trek. And because sometimes Star Trek, they'll mention actual star systems, like Alpha Centauri and all those.
Yeah.
And how you can fly the Enterprise there in like 5 minutes. Oh, let's go over there. And you're there. Somebody figured out they would have to be going thousands of times the speed of light to be able to do that stuff.
Well,
yeah, it's funny how they say set a course to this planet and then they're there before the next commercial.
Yeah. And just being able to just power your way from here to there. Because, when we send spaceships to the moon and Mars, we have to use the gravity of the planets to help it along. You swing around the Earth, and then like going to the moon is basically a big figure eight. You go around the Earth, and then you go around the moon, and you use the gravity of the two celestial bodies to drag you along, because you can't carry enough fuel just to brute force a spaceship just straight there.
So how fast are they traveling without the engine though with this gravity? That's like the Apollo missions that went to the.
Well, I mean, they use the engine, but they use the gravity along with it. To break out of orbit, I think you got to be going about 25,000 miles an hour.
Ouch. That's But I agree. I don't. I really don't think that visitors are coming from other planets.
There's so many people that do, and I don't buy any of that stuff. What we're saying, Darren, is I think it's entirely possible there's life on other planets. I just think they're closer to that black blob on Star Trek than they are to. I don't think they have flying saucers landing in New Mexico. I think that's all like drone technology that dated from the 60s. Yeah. It's just all Air Force stuff.
But the thing is, we don't know 100% though.
Yeah. I do.
It's aliens. It's aliens.
But I've seen strange lights in the sky, and there were 5 of them. There were 5 lights.
And they're drones. They're weather balloons and drones. I remember when we were kids. I don't know if Darren remembers.
Tim gets paid by the CIA to say this stuff.
Probably, yeah.
But the problem was with Roswell in 47, they said, oh, that's a weather balloon. Probably wasn't a weather balloon. It was probably some, fancy CIA doohickey that they were spying. It's always spy stuff, because it's always, spying is like the biggest money, industry in the whole business.
What do you think about these? What do you think about these people that say that we never flew to the moon? It was all Hollywood.
Oh, well, we're not going to go there.
I want them all executed. Yeah. By either firing squad or large axis.
Yeah,
look at Gottschalk's looking away.
I mean, there would be too many people to keep a secret for that.
Yeah.
If
you're trying to keep a secret, the chances of you keeping a secret go down with the square of how many people know about it.
That's right.
So if 2 people know it, it's a half. If 3 people know, then it's like 15, and then
Yeah, but there's a lot of people that have quote spilled the beans on that. Here's my thing about it, and I don't want to get into a controversial thing. I've always been pro moon landing and negative about the poo-pooers, but now I'm at the stage where I don't believe a goddamn thing the government's ever said anymore.
Well, no, I don't believe the government. I believe Werner von Braun. And I believe
that's fair enough.
Yeah, it's completely different. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, we were talking when you left here. We were talking
about other stuff the government tells you.
Art Bell and do you remember you ever hear Rods? There was this guy.
Fuck. There's a guy.
You just said that. Really? We just talked about that.
Darren wasn't here, and I was telling Darren about the story.
Oh.
Anyway, never mind. Move on.
I want to talk about Mel's Hole.
That's not.
No, it's not anything like that, Timmy. Jeez, it's that thing is always fascinating. It just fascinates me to throw things down there and never hear it hit.
Watch the Y-Files and watch his episode about Mel's Hole.
Y-Files?
Yeah, WHY, the Y-Files.
Oh, WHY file. Okay. Why does he debunk it? Pretty believable.
He's bunking. I don't
Well,
know if
it's
bunking or
not,
debunking.
it's not that he debunks the things, but he just presents all the facts around it, and which I guess is debunking it. But
he's not one of these people that believe in the Mandela effect bullshit, is he?
I'm just saying, this hole would be a good way to get rid of your mother-in-law. I didn't say that, Tammy. Jeez.
Neither did I.
Tony said it. I didn't.
I think that my problem with some of these things is they're interesting and I like their channels and all of it, just like the terrible maps. It's just like I like their stuff for a year and then all of a sudden they just, Orange Man bad shit. And it's just like, where the hell did that come from? And it's just like, I liked your show when it was neutral. I mean, if I do the Transforma stuff and I've got a following. And I'm not going to put that shit in there. I'm not going to get political for anybody.
Oh, you can't make me Transforma into Trump or anything like that.
When I do the Patreon, Steve, I'll do commissions, okay?
Ah, okay.
Or if you pay for like level 3, I might do like those kind of more individual requests.
Now, if you're going to turn me into anything, I want to turn into Wonder Woman.
Well, there's a certain band who I won't mention their name, but they rhymed with Magil X. And I actually made a music video for them years ago, and I haven't seen it. They paid a lot of money for it, and I don't know whatever. I haven't seen it on YouTube. Have you?
No. What, you did it for them and they don't play it? Or
yeah, it was a neat music video. It was like the Road Warrior. And Apology None was at the end of it. Like cameoed. I'll have to show it to you one day, before a show. I don't know why they never...
But you can do a search on YouTube and you won't find it.
I don't think so. And
what's the name of
that? Fragile X. They were actually waiting to put it in a film festival or something, and I'm just like, no, just put it on YouTube. But I just never saw it.
Yeah.
And but spent probably a year making it. And
what was the name of the song? Do you remember?
Pinnacle.
Pinnacle, IC, ACL.
Yeah, it was an instrumental, but it was they paid a lot. I mean, I didn't like doing commissions, but it's just like they wouldn't take no for an answer. Just like for Ivory Tower Project, wouldn't take no for an answer.
Well, they have the video of Pinnacle, but it's just a still image of the video.
Right, so I don't know why they paid all this money for this video. And we put all this work into it and designing it and making it. And this, I finished it in like 2016 or something. That's how long it was, or maybe 18. But it's been a long time. Anyway, when we were kind of writing it, they were wanting Trump to do this to Trump because they had TDS so bad. And I told them, I said, wow. Guys, if you put politics in your video, you're going to really date it.
Yeah.
Imagine having a music video where you have Bill Clinton saying to kiss it, and nobody's going to care. You know what I mean? It's just going to date the video, and they agreed, so we kept that part of it out. And that's kind of how I told them without being, and still being politically neutral. There's just saying that's not a good idea to get into topical stuff.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, you might as well put like Bob Dole in it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Bob Dole.
Yeah, let's make a video with Jimmy Carter in it.
I had Darren remembers this guy, a guy named Billy, who had kind of hijacked Thunderchild, hijacked our band. He just kind of came in, and he had made a song about Bob Dole. So, got a gimpy hand, wants to run this land, fell off the stage. That was actually kind of funny.
Did Bob Dole actually fall off the stage?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it wasn't his fault. It's like whoever designed the stage made it with balsa wood and thumbtacks. And he goes to lean against the thing and he falls off. And they said that ended his...
filthy enough.
Yeah, and they said that ended his career. I'm just... How could it end his career? He popped right back up again. He didn't cry or anything.
Gerald Ford was always falling.
Yeah, no, it wasn't his fault, and he got right back up and did like Trump, he just kind of got up, did the fist pump. So I don't. It's not the fall; it's how you recover, and he recovered pretty damn good. So I don't. People exaggerate. You know, it didn't ruin
Well, the
his
thing is,
career.
Clinton was very popular, and it was one of those situations where they run a guy for president because it's his turn. Because he'd run back in 1980 and all that, and or 70. No, he ran in 76. Yeah, because he was Ford's running mate in 76. And
who was?
But
who was?
Bob Dole? Yeah.
I didn't know because you went from Dole to Clinton, and I know Clinton wasn't anybody's running mate, but then I didn't know Bob Dole was in the 70s. I didn't hear from him until the 80s. So okay.
Yeah, it was his turn, but he'd been around for a while, so it was kind of his turn.
So it's back to the owl thing.
And nobody else wanted to run against Clinton because everybody loved Clinton because he was a lovable rogue, and and he smoked pot and didn't inhale and played the fucking saxophone and all this other shit. So how can you compete with that?
Well, I think from what I don't know if you're alluding to it, Tony, but I mean, I immediately thought to that, what is it, Walnut Grove? Not Walnut Grove. It's some grove with a giant
Bohemian
Grove. Yeah. Basically, they at that place they decide who's going to be the next president, whose turn it is. It's basically the actual people that run the world.
Yeah.
The presidents are just basically puppets.
Yeah.
That's why people are like, why didn't Trump get rid of the FBI? It's like, because the FBI could get rid of Trump. It's not that, I think they tried to a few times,
I think that's why they hated Trump. They hate Trump so much, because he's not part of the system.
He's not part of the club.
Yeah.
He wasn't one of the people that the giant owl in them, came up to. Yeah, Bohemian Grove's got a giant owl that they worship and stuff.
Okay, got a giant owl.
Yeah, Weird Al.
Weird Owl.
Hey, Gotcha.
He's got his own.
Hey, what?
Give us a question from one of your books.
I don't have them.
They kill you.
Pat asked us around Robin once. He said, name somebody that you would just like to punch in the face.
Younger darn.
Mark Levin.
Yeah, I could go there. But you know who I would really like to punch in the face? Is whoever makes those stupid catchphrases with the identify the bus, and there's like a rear view mirror sticking into one of the other squares and all that. And it's like every time they do that, count the bicycles. It's always in a place that you wouldn't want to be in real life, that you think that somebody's gonna mug you or something. It's like I can't stand those.
You mean a third world shithole?
Yeah, all of them are. And you know what? Milligan, I wanted. If I ever try to go to, it's like SoundCloud. I officially hate that site. I try to go to SoundCloud and it thinks I'm a robot, and I do the thing, and they said, "Oh, we still think you're a robot." And I look at the URL at the top, and it says Mixcloud/jail. I'm just like, I hate you fucks. I mean, I can't believe it. I hate them.
Well, you were wearing the robot suit at the time. That was the problem.
Yeah.
I saw one of the clickbait things, and one of them was somebody just bought a car, and it's a picture, and they said they printed this out and made me fill out and check the "I'm not a robot" box on printed paper.
Oh boy.
But stupidity goes back a long ways. There used to be ads in the back of newspapers that said, "Illiterate, write for free help."
Remember those things where you could draw one of the three characters and send it in because you're an artist,
Right. Yeah. One of them was like a skunk, and then the other one was like, draw a
pirate.
A pirate. That was it.
Mad
Magazine.
Magazine
Got started.
Oh yeah, it's funny when I said Mad Magazine and Darren said that's how I got started. It is. That's how I learned to draw people, was through Mad Magazine. It was mostly what was his name? Lighter Side, Dave Berg.
Oh yeah.
I loved Lighter Side. It was my favorite part of the whole. That's kind of how I learned to draw people. They had a Mad Magazine article once. It was an old one, like from the 60s or something. And they had a guy that had been turned down from every magazine for his art jokes, and he wanted to complete his collection by sending one of his little one panel joke drawings to Mad so he could complete his thing. And they're like, "That's great! We're going to use that in our next issue." And then the next thing he's like, "Oh, this one is so stupid. I know you'll reject this one, and I can have it." It's like some guy taking his girlfriend on a motor scooter to a drive-in, and they're like, "Oh, that's wonderful." And finally, after about the third time, they wouldn't reject him. He's like, "Well, you guys have really changed my mind." And he starts giving them all this this stuff he's so enthused about. And then they're saying, "We're sorry, but you can't use your." Never mind. Now I feel rejected. I'm gonna cry in my pillow.
We were listening to your story.
It wasn't a good enough story.
You cut off your own story.
Yeah.
You stepped on your own dick.
Stepped on my own dick. That's impossible. Unless you're like Peter Dinky, that like a 2-foot tall person. But he probably doesn't have a big dinky. That's why he got to the top and he kicked the step stool out from under him. So none of the other little people could. I call them midgets, but
Yeah, midgets are dwarfs.
That's a weird
midgets
bus.
are kind of in proportion, and dwarfs are kind of out of proportion.
Right. That actually kind of looked like a bus masquerading as a streetcar or something. It looked like a real bus.
So I asked this question earlier about how everybody's weekend was with 4th of July. You know what? I enjoyed ours thoroughly because nobody got to shoot off any fireworks because it rained for like fucking 3 hours.
Really?
Yep.
It was pretty nice here, in fact. But for it being the 250, I thought there would be more.
You thought it would sound like World War II enhanced.
I thought it would, but you know what? It really wasn't. In fact, I would say there were fewer fireworks than there were, any other year.
I think a lot of people were at the big shows that places were putting on.
Now they're just doing drone shows. Did you see? I posted a video of Captain hunting all the fireworks throughout the yard. He does that every year in parks. Japan put on a really nice display. Did you see they put a giant drone show that went over their skyline, I guess in Tokyo, of Trump and their prime minister lady. I think that's pretty funny, actually.
I heard Japan put on one of the bigger 250 celebrations than we did.
That's what I was saying.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I was telling.
Oh, yeah! Congratulations, you bombed us with atom bombs. We love you. But
around
here, everybody has got those display fireworks that are mortar fired, that are totally illegal, and set off people's car alarms. And everybody's got it. I stood out there, and it was 360 degrees. All big aerial display fireworks that are supposed to be only available to, permits and all this stuff. And they just blast the hell out of everything.
So I went to haircuttery. And I remember the big black guy, Lonnie, that did my best haircut ever. He was not there anymore. So the lady that was doing my hair, she's did my hair usually. We had the same conversation about Japan in the drone show. And she said, "Wow, that's pretty good considering they, bombed us in Pearl Harbor." And I'm just like, well, to be fair, our country dropped 2 nukes on their cities and killed hundreds of thousands of people. She didn't know about it. She's like, "What?" So yeah, we dropped. U.S. dropped 2 nuclear bombs on them. That's what ended up. She had never heard of that before. We actually dropped nukes on people. Yeah, and the thing is she's about my age. She's only a few years younger than me.
Yeah, it sounded like this.
It didn't sound like that at all.
Oh.
I said it was horrifying. I said it was. I don't wish that upon anybody. I said it was. I said what happened is that basically people were walking around that should have been dead and they weren't. They were just muscle tissue masses, and they were still walking around. They should have been dead. It was terrible. It's like worse than a zombie movie.
Speaking of,
I didn't. You can cut that out, Steve.
Speaking of things people don't know, I actually saw. You know how you get those little videos on Facebook or YouTube, that say, interesting facts you don't know. And one of them this past weekend said KFC stands for Kentucky Fried Chicken. And I went, am I that old that the newer generation doesn't know that KFC does things?
Or DQ stands for Dairy Queen.
Officially, KFC doesn't stand for anything. The official trademark of KFC is just KFC. It used to be Kentucky Fried Chicken, but since fried food, now everybody knows fried food will kill you instantly if you even smell it, let alone eat it. They just said it's the same thing. TV networks, CBS stands for CBS. It no longer stands for the Columbia Broadcasting System.
And USA is just USA. It no longer stands for the United States of America.
Much.
Yeah.
But I like that.
ABC was the American Broadcasting.
Yep.
Was NBC National Broadcasting?
And NBC was national. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, and then there was one of those.
That was
PBS.
CBS.
PBS was pretty bland shit.
Yeah. No, see,
Well,
somebody had said
CBS
Columbia.
was
I would have thought CBS was like Continental Broadcasting.
Well, Columbia. Everybody wonders about Columbia. Is it because it's the land discovered by Columbus, so therefore it's Columbia. But we ended up naming it after Amerigo Vespucci rather than Christopher Columbus, and don't ask me why.
Welcome to Public Broadcasting System.
That's outrageous.
What if it was the United States advanced Vespucci?
Well, what did Channel 2 stand for? Absolutely nothing. Huh?
AWGN.
Look at these little guys with their little hats, and they're going to beat the shit out of anybody who gets near the school kids.
Now, the one thing I did watch on PBS, and I did enjoy it, and was Star Talk, or whatever that guy's name was.
Star Hustler, Jack Horkheimer?
Cosmos?
No. The guy would come on there from the planetarium.
Carl Sagan?
Yeah, Jack Horkheimer was his name. Star Hustler?
Star Hustler, that's it.
No.
What was the show?
It was one of those interstitial shows. It wasn't a real show. It was like in between.
I loved Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. I loved Sesame Street back then. I loved 3-2-1 Contact. I don't know if I loved 3-2-1 Contact, but I watched it.
You ever see Zoom?
Yeah.
Zoom Electric Company and all that.
Zoom.
Well, I was kind of too old for the kiddie stuff at that point, but I did love Mystery and Masterpiece Theater.
Yeah.
Masterpiece Theater.
I think I was too young to enjoy Masterpiece Theater. But,
Masturbate Theater.
Isn't that just though it's like British shows that they show in America and take credit for it?
Yeah.
Fred
Willard got arrested. Fred Willard was arrested for watching Masturbating Theater.
Sorry, I did play the Red Green Show on there. That was fun.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Well, that's Canadian.
I miss the literary corners. It's fun.
Welcome to Literary.
And they played Red Dwarf on there. They played Doctor Who on there.
Darren, do you remember my Clue voice?
Yeah.
It used to make my mom mad because I hated Clue, but she always loved to play it. And the only way I could get through it was by doing this stilly voice.
Judging by the circumstances, I think that someone might have had the candlestick.
And I would do that, and it would make her mad. But it's like, it's the only way I could do it is by entertaining myself.
Yeah.
And that ended up being wrong channel.
Literary
regular
corner.
would be literary.
Welcome to Literary Corner.
We had more time. I'd play the Joy of Sex one.
Go play it. Give the people that aren't familiar with it.
Joy, because darn, you gotta hear this. Joy of Sex. Here it is.
Yeah, I would do I would review books like literary classics.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, here it is. Let's see. Let's hear yourself.
Welcome to Literary Corner. Today, well, guys, is this on? Oh, God, man. Everybody was laughing.
Welcome to Literary Corner. Today we will explore the classic book, The Joy of Sex. This became popular because it is a pop-up. We will start on the first page. It's just copyright information and so on. Go to the next page. I don't want to describe what just popped up. I quickly close the page and go to the next. Page 4. Okay. Page 4 is page 5. I think we've had enough of this book for today. I'm going to take it upstairs. Goodbye.
That is priceless.
I wanted to see him get to the appendices.
No, it always ends with Terry continuing the story that he started before he broke into the character.
Oh yeah, like you went on and said you never saw Bob and Tom, whatever. I guess we're talking about the Bob and Tom before, right? Yeah. But those were the days. Oh, those were fun.
We'll have to break into those once in a while. Those are funny.
Oh yeah.
I think my favorite was To Kill a Mockingbird.
Yeah.
We'll do that another day.
Spread them out over the shows.
Spread them out, yeah.
Yeah. Maybe, yeah. I don't know how well you could do it if I played the music and you did it live. You should be able to do it. Huh?
Might be
Speaking of
able to
shows,
figure it out.
Yeah.
Speaking of shows, I found a different jewelry selling channel. There was a JVC or something.
There are no different ones.
I'll have to show it to you because I saw it this weekend. And they found somebody that looks a lot like Lauren.
Probably AI. They probably stole everything.
Probably an AI
Well, you're doing the AI Laurens all over the place anyway.
I know. It's probably something you started. Well, you know what? I think like 90% of YouTube content is not only AI generated, but the people that comment on it and watch it are all AI accounts.
Yeah.
So it's AI accounts supporting other AI accounts and making fake these comments. And what it is these people in India or whatever that are doing all this stuff are making all this ad rev with bots watching the commercials for their stupid AI content.
So they're basically ripping off the advertisers.
And a lot of these AIs aren't that very intelligent because I'll be talking about it and I would say, no, isn't this right? And I would say, oh, yeah, you're right. You call me. This is stupid.
That's why you never ask them for medical advice.
Yeah, I'm not asking.
I thought it would be a good idea to maybe do airstrikes on those places in India, the AI farms and especially those places that do scam calls and take old ladies' retirements and stuff.
Oh boy!
I wish they should just technically do airstrikes on them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's called JTV.
Yeah, they've been around for a while. Why are they hiring?
I don't know.
You want a new job?
It's some Chinese organization.
I want to get paid.
Oh.
Yeah. For what he does a damn good. Nobody would know the number of the jewelry and how much to pay if it wasn't for Tony, and they don't.
Right.
You
know. You bet you couldn't come out here, Tony. They used to have QVC out here.
Yeah.
Shopping.
Those speakers.
Shopping.
Look at between Gottschalk's headphones. It's
yes,
I'm
gonna have to get some. I'm gonna have to get some earbuds or something because that's really that.
That's why I stopped using my headphones because it was doing that.
Like there's a wormhole to another dimension through his headphone. man.
Because I use the Bluetooth buds and they seem to be what I found out, because I was having trouble with them when I was first using them. I have to make sure to turn Bluetooth off on my phone, because otherwise they compete with each other.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, you have to have a computer that has Bluetooth. Mine does.
You know, there was a joke that doesn't make any sense anymore, but in 2005 it did. It's like, you know how you get a Bluetooth? And they're like, how? He said, eat a BlackBerry.
Well, if Tony did get a job at JTV, he'd be a lot closer to us.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Because they're out.
He doesn't want to live out here. He's too good to live out here with the humidity and the rain and stuff.
Yeah.
Rain I can take, the fucking humidity. God,
yeah.
The jewelry television broadcast production assistant. They're looking for.
You know, Sunday. You know, I love my outdoor swing time on Sunday nights. In fact, this last Sunday night, it rained a bit, maybe a half an hour in the afternoon, and it stopped raining and cleared up. But I just didn't go out there because the air was so heavy. I'm just like, you know what? I think I'm just fine just sitting on the easy chair and listening to music inside here because I love being out there in nature. That's what my favorite thing to do.
I didn't think you ran your AC that much.
I try not to, but lately I kind of have, just because it's been so. You know, what I do is I open up the door. Do I want this inside? And the answer's pretty much been no for the last couple of weeks. You know, so I run it at like 79. So
I figured, you know, you can close off your extra doors and set the vents and the non-usable rooms and save the.
Well, kind of, but you know, it's if it's, you know, if go-kart Mozart, you know, if I check the weather chart outside and it's safe to go outside, if the air isn't like it's hot soup, then, you know, I'll open the house up for a while in the morning and I might just run the air a few hours.
I got my fill of that in Hawaii, and Hawaii with coming in on the airplane, because you know the air in the plane is super dry, and then you walk through the door and it's like you're just walking into a sponge. It's just the physical air. It's got mass to it. You know?
That's how it is when I go home from Missouri. When I get home, and I've been in the air-conditioned truck the whole trip, and I get out into my grass, and it's just like, oh my gosh! And in Missouri, they think the humidity is high there. They say, what do you think of humidity here? What humidity?
Yeah,
you don't know what humidity.
It's like you feel like you're having to push the air out of the way to get.
You do. It's just like I feel like I'm breathing.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's time, gentlemen.
See you, Kendra, and see you, Wendy Lou, and see you, Fidesco and Lewis, if you're here.
Yeah, see you.
Have a good time, everybody, and
right.
Hope you enjoyed your Independence Day weekend, and we'll see you next time. Next time will be my last time before the trip.
Yeah.
Oh God.
How long
you had Timmy for a while?
Yeah. Well, no, you know, have I ever gone to Missouri and not done a show with you guys?
Yeah, but you only stay on for about an hour sometimes.
I do what I can.
Cool. That's okay. A lot better than nothing.
We still love you, but
and maybe Ellie might be here next week too. She said she might be.
Yeah.
But anyhow, I'm about to push the button. I feel better, Ellie, if you're watching.
Good night, Winnie Lou. See you guys.
Have a good night.
Bye.
Come on, buddy.